This is the Riot Squadcast, a supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. Ooh, that was a little hot. Let me sit back a little bit. Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. My name is Ed Rodriguez, and we are here live on this fine Tuesday night in... Where are we?
Gardena.
Okay. See,
Where are we?
I spend all my days in...
Where am I?
Dude, my days are still all messed up. Like, I have no idea what days it is most of the time. So yes, we are here live in Gardena, California, in the lovely Baron DeBelter Memorial podcast studio. Yes, and we are here joined by the daddy of daddies, Chris Zero Cool Tucker. How's it going, buddy?
I don't want to talk after that.
No, that's
daddy of daddies.
He's the daddy of daddies.
Oh,
Man.
don't say it like that. Why do you say it like that?
Or should I say the daddy?
He's like, you're the daddy of daddies.
You're the daddy of daddies.
Yeah. Stop looking at me.
I can't break eye contact.
Yeah. It's what I need.
Yeah.
Until I get to the end.
Oh yeah. And then also we're joined live, and he's
Hopefully.
back, Mr. Producer Ben. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I wasn't expecting to be introduced next.
Yeah.
Well,
you're always next.
I'm just hoping and praying that the man who's sitting to my right, his mic is going to be working, because I don't know, I can't hear it. But Ben says it's working, so we're just gonna go right into it. Oh, I still can't hear you, but hopefully people can hear you.
We're not going to be able to. You just got to.
That's fine. Okay.
I'm here now.
There you go. There you go.
No bull. He's been working on it for the last 6 minutes, and the moment Ed's like, I can't hear him, he just fixes it immediately.
But to my right here is my good friend, the Capo Supremo, El Presidente, Andrew Samoa Bob. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Ooh,
We just need to put the pressure on. We need to figure out a way to pressure Ben, because when the show's on, he's on it. He figures it out.
Yeah.
But like, it's been more than 6 minutes.
It's been a while.
Like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That he's trying to figure out all the mic stuff, and then right when he starts the show.
I mean, it's gonna be a good night when Ben already messes up on the audio.
He's good under pressure. That's really what it is.
That's the thing. If I've learned anything, Ben is like American Psycho. He only gets cooler. The what is it? His heart rate only goes down, unless he's walking from one side of the room to the other. His heart rate only goes down under pressure.
It's that army training.
Yeah.
What's the album Ben plays when he's murdering somebody?
It's a Linkin Park album.
So
I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's definitely
his own music.
Oh, come on.
It's his own music.
Well, Ben, if you had to pick what you think I would think the album you kill people to is, what would it be?
Oh, man. I could see Linkin Park, but I mean, that was a good call, but it would be Sinatra. It'd be Sinatra. It'd have to be something
you're
like
serial killer. Who has an answer to that question?
That's a straight up like mafia movie. Like,
Oh yeah. Well,
you're killing somebody to like, yeah.
That's the dream for Ben.
Yeah.
He wanted to be one of those.
So when you were back in Nam, Ben,
guys.
who were you thinking of when you were like?
Was it
No,
Nam or
no.
was it Korea? Which one?
Pretty sure it might have been World War II. In fact.
Hey, man.
You're Gulf War, right?
Yes.
You're Gulf War. I thought so.
I'm
Thank you.
joking about his age.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Hey, I'm more trying.
Spanish-American War. That's the one he was in.
Hey.
I'm trying to lay the line for Ben committing like war crimes and atrocities.
Okay, Ed, do you even know anything about the Spanish-American War?
Nah, man. Don't even.
Why would you throw out a war you don't know shit
I
about?
don't know, man.
Rough Riders, bro.
You got that ready to go. Ed's thinking DMX.
He still doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All good.
Which Roosevelt was that? Teddy or?
Teddy.
Okay, cool. See, I knew.
This is an amazing country.
But-
it's the only major country you don't need to know shit.
What you really want?
He's like,
Wait, well, hold on.
which Roosevelt? The one in the
Hold
wheelchair?
on.
Rough Riders. No?
Yeah, no.
There's
Was it
different
the one with polio or?
We're gonna let you out of this one.
Thank you.
We're gonna let you out of this one.
May I suggest a history class in your future?
If the
Next
listener heard Ed, I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna just let it slide out. But the listener, I hope he caught what Ed did. Everybody, the room's gonna let it go. We're just gonna move past. But yeah, not his kind of music.
No?
No.
What
It's similar, but not exactly. It's a different kind of hip hop.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, you went into like beatboxing.
But that's the song he does. He's that's what he does in this. In the
No, that's not what. Ed, I tried to let it go. Now you brought it back.
No. I know what he's talking
You
about.
know what I'm talking about, right?
What you really want?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
What you really want?
Okay, because it sounded.
That's what I was going.
It
with.
sounded like you were starting.
Right. Oh,
Oh, I'm definitely the Michael Winslow of the Red Squadcast.
He's
Kids,
his
Google
voice
search
is
it.
too high to do the DMX grunting.
dude, I can't.
So it came off like it sounded like scatting,
Scatting, yeah.
but it really was just he was trying to do the grunts
And
and
doing
the
the best
dog
he can.
noises.
Do the best
and
you
he
can.
couldn't because
Well, look, man. He
Voice never dropped.
like if Mickey Mouse were to beatbox,
Yeah, but he barks like a rough Rottweiler. I'm like a Chihuahua out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
You know?
Yeah,
They can be vicious.
you're right. You're right.
They can bite an ankle, and then you just shoo them away a little bit. And
Shoo him away.
Shoo him
Like
away.
a kick right there. Is
No,
that,
no,
is
it's
that
more
a shoo
shoo.
or,
Michael
Sure.
Vick.
or a kicking? Yeah.
no,
Too far.
too far,
well.
bro. Come on.
Let's bring it back down.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on the show, Andrew, and joining in. We
Nice
really
to have
appreciate
you.
that. Yeah.
Tried to have you last week, right? Didn't quite work out, but then we ended up being at home, so it all worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it worked out to our laziness, which is always good. But yeah, let's we just hot off Father's Day weekend. I hope you guys all sent out your Happy Father's Day to Zlatan. Hashtagging LAFC in there. Give him his proper due. But I know Ben and Chris are both fathers. So how'd you guys spend your weekend?
Yep. It was an interesting Father's Day. This was the first time in a long time. My wife's dad passed away last year, so usually we go spend it with him.
I should have went first.
Yeah. So,
No, jeez.
well, no. So this is the
It's gonna pick up, right?
yeah. So this is the first time. Well, kind of. This is the first time that we actually got to spend it doing kind of more what I wanted to do. So we just kind of chilled. We went. My dad passed away like 22 years ago, so we went and just. My youngest had never even actually been to his graveside, so we went up there. We had lunch up there, nice little picnic. Came home and I made them watch a movie with us. Like
What movie?
Bridge over the River Kwai. Just to bring back those
No,
memories.
Full Metal Jacket.
Shawshank Redemption.
Bring back
Come on.
those memories.
close.
He's like he goes through it and goes through the historical inaccuracies of what happened, what actually happened.
Apocalypse Now. He's like, that didn't happen.
So tell
It's
me
not the way it was.
if any of y'all have ever seen this. It was Secondhand Lions.
No, I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah, that name's familiar, but I'm not entirely sure what the movie's about.
Yeah, it's with Robert Duvall, Michael Caine, and Haley Joel Osment. It's good.
What
It's
a
a good
cast.
movie.
That's a-
It's
that's
kind
a-
of like a little coming of age type of thing.
I remember it.
yeah.
It was Haley Joel Osment's big either comeback or last film, one of the two. I remember it because of Haley Joel Osment for some reason. I don't know why.
So-
2003.
Yeah, it's a good film.
So certainly not a most recent film.
It definitely doesn't sound like a movie. I mean, this was the how did your kids take it?
They liked it. You know what? So I saw this movie back in 2003, and I have literally been waiting 17 years to show my kids, like waiting for them to be old enough that they would be able to understand and appreciate the story. So it's a great movie. If you have kids who are, I don't know, maybe older than 9, but not are still willing to watch a movie with you, so less than 15 or 16, it's a good movie to watch.
Well, I'll tell you, Ben, if you beat them, they're always that age. You just gotta start nice and young, and then you give them that look, and you tell them to sit on the couch and watch the movie, and then
I figured
you
the
put
movie,
hackers on, and everybody's happy.
I figured the movie that he would want to wait for his kids to see with him would be like Platoon or something like that, right? Doesn't that seem more
No, not
It's
exactly.
more in Ben's. Well,
Apocalypse Now Redux or
this is the thing. In this room,
No, you know what?
we
I feel like
get Ben. In that house, I think the Ben is slightly different. You got a
Slightly.
house Ben.
I feel like
and then we
Ben-
got a
Ben's-
field Ben.
I feel like Ben's favorite movie would be like In the Army Now.
There goes that TV special. I hope she's not listening to this one.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll see.
She'll be fine.
We'll see when you don't get the call back.
Yeah, but that sounds like a nice. What's important is you got to do what you wanted,
Yes.
which is really what Father's Day comes down to. Father's Day is the first Christmas of the year, but it's more important than Christmas because you have to share Christmas with a bunch of other people. This is Father's Day. Once you have kids, it's a second birthday. When is your? I don't even know when your birthday is. When is your birthday?
It's October.
It's October. So this is your first birthday, and then in a couple. Oh, that works out really well.
Well, yeah, and it's more than that. My sober birthday, my sober anniversary, was Saturday before Father's
Your
Day.
sober anniversary.
Hold on.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So You got a beer? You don't have a beer, Ed?
No, I have water.
All right. Well, you
Bitch.
just have a drink to me, Andrew.
All right, hold on.
What?
But yeah,
You
I'm
about
not
to
done-
stone
I'm
cold
not
Steve
done with
Austin
mine.
this?
so
Not done with mine.
yeah, 26 years. So it was a good weekend all in all.
That's good, man. How many years?
26.
26 years. Jesus.
Was that this past weekend? I'm sorry.
Yeah, this past Saturday.
Nice. Congrats, Ben.
Thank you.
I was 7 years old the last time you had a drink.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah.
My entire never mind.
Yeah, no.
There's this thing.
No,
There's this thing
Tucker.
I might get to do that I have to.
Tucker.
I got to stop some of these lines because my immediate default was like. Blah
Yeah,
blah blah
You
blah
gotta
blah
pump
blah.
the brakes on
Yeah,
that train.
yeah.
Take
I'm
the
gonna.
coal, take the coal out the fire.
That's what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call a quick midfield substitution.
All right.
I'll let myself get slotted out for somebody
Or how
else.
about we'll just go from Ben's boring, I'm gonna watch a movie with my kids kind of thing, because whatever.
You know that was momentum. You have to understand. My kids don't watch movies.
He doesn't
My
get- he
kids,
doesn't get it.
You don't.
Well, most
I
of the time
mean,
He doesn't get it
they're
yet.
calling you fat, and you know.
Ben,
Well,
Ben's the type of-
so my kids are YouTube generation. They don't watch movies. Anything that's longer than like 15 minutes, they don't even want to see.
My kids will give me an hour, and that's it. But we have to watch something that is an hour. Like we watch Survivor. We watch Survivor religiously. My kids will give me an hour on Survivor. They'll give it 2 hours on Survivor if the
Finale.
time works
Finale,
out.
yeah.
No, just like if the time works out where we started, because all we watch is old seasons on Hulu. We have no idea who wins, so we just watch old seasons and go through it. They'll give me 2 hours if we're doing 2 episodes of Survivor. Anything else, attention span is gone.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that. Also, Ed doesn't quite understand, and he'll get there soon. He doesn't quite understand the piece that you got of getting to select a movie, no one else wanting to watch it, and no one being able to do a damn thing about it.
That's right.
The glory of the
the rest
power.
of the family gritting their teeth, like, "This is for Dad. This is for Dad."
Yeah. You don't have to like it. You just got to be quiet about it. That's fine. You can sit
And
there.
it's
You can be
a movie
miserable.
from like 2003, so it's like
They were on.
probably an hour and a half.
Did they watch it or were they on their phone?
No, they watched it.
They proper watch it.
Yeah, I took the phones.
That's a solid move.
Yeah.
That's a solid move.
Yeah.
That's the type of dad who enjoys pissing off his family. That kind of move.
And like
Yeah.
say something. It's Father's Day. Say something.
What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Dad's Day.
All right, Tucker. What did you get on your Father's Day weekend?
See, I go in a slightly different direction than Ben. I like your move. I like we're gonna do everything I want to do and we're gonna do it together. I go a slightly different direction.
I think you could go 180. You're like, don't bother me.
Back cave. I back caved, and in my family we do the weekend. So you get a Mother's Day weekend, you get a Father's Day weekend. I back caved it down, brother. Like Saturday, first off, Friday at like 6, Father's Day started. That's when I'm not doing shit.
It's like any holiday weekend. Like
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it starts on Friday.
I don't understand your birthday week thing. I understand Father's Day week.
Birthday week, dude.
I understand
No.
Father's Day week.
No.
It's not a
You're a
thing.
13-year-old girl.
It's not a move.
Me or him?
Do you do the birthday week?
Yeah.
No, he makes fun of me because I have my wife. My wife takes me out to dinner, and then also my mom and that family takes me out to dinner on another day.
Okay.
So the
All
answer-
right, well,
the
that's-
So
answer
he
is
calls
yes.
he calls it a birthday week, even though
Okay.
it's two different.
I thought you were celebrating your week.
No,
as-
no,
I
never.
knew a girl that what I grew up with. She celebrated not just half birthdays, but quarter birthdays.
You know 2 people like that. The one on the other side of the table
Get
is
outta here,
the
dude.
second one. He's gonna act like his Instagram.
He's just jealous because people love me and
Oh yeah,
they want
love you enough to
feed me.
spread
Alright, so if-
to spread your birthday out for
Different
7
people,
days.
if different people are taking you out to dinner at different times, that's fine. But you don't go out and be like, "It's my birthday week.
No.
You need to celebrate me for a week."
No, I do not. I do not. This dude's lying. He's a liar.
Tea is delicious.
Whatever.
Over here. No, look. All I'm saying is, what's the Instagram? What's the Ed Rodriguez Instagram?
Ed the Zombie 13. Ben, you want to put that on the screen? We can have that up there.
Friend that dude, and then hang out until his birthday week, and then tell me if I'm wrong. That's it.
Okay.
Just tell me if I'm wrong.
Go back. You can go back.
When's your
and
birthday?
look at it.
No.
May 14th.
Nah, hit the stories. He doesn't post it on the feed for a reason because he doesn't want evidence of his crimes.
Oh, whatever.
Hang on for a year. It's worth it, and then roast this dude starting May 8th of next year because I guarantee it's coming 100%. Anywho, for Father's Day, I missed you, Ed. I back caved, man. I stayed in the room. I got a nice bed. I got a nice television. Got my PlayStation, and I back caved. I did nothing.
See, I think I will be more of the Chris version of Father's Day than I
Yes.
would of Ben's version of Father's Day.
But it kind of, I was thinking about that. Like right when you said it, like, oh, I went the opposite. I just did my own thing. Like that's definitely what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it also says something to how much you actually love your family. And maybe Ben's not as the psychopath and actually does love his family more than we give him credit for.
What's the thing? Like, I love my family, but for example, the greatest like piece of media that has ever been released to the masses, in my estimate, is the WWE Network. I love it. I could watch a WWE Network all day. I don't need to watch it. I'm watching the Undertaker Last Ride special right now. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Ed, cut out 4 or 5 hours and just burn through the whole thing. It's so good. But I just finished the Ruthless Aggression documentary. Like I watch wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan. My family doesn't want to watch that. And I'm not Ben. Like I'm going to rope you back in. I'm not Ben. I'm not going to pick a movie that I know my teenage daughters are going to be miserable watching and then say, hey, your ability to have fun during my movie that I know you don't want to watch, give it here. I'm not that dude. I would rather say
Chris can be like, hey, let's watch Football Factory.
Yeah, but I would rather say no. I'll watch Goal. I'll watch Purely Belter. Another great Newcastle United movie. But I will say I'm gonna go do the things I want to do. You guys still have your day, still have fun, still do the things you want to do. But I'm aware as a 1/5 member in my house, because there's 5 of us. The thing I want to do isn't the thing everyone else wants to do, and I put aside the thing I want to do every single day for the greater good, for what everyone wants to do, what's going to keep our family together and happy and all enjoying space at the same time. On my day, it's not even something you're going to have to tolerate. I will remove myself and just engage in the thing I want to do. I played video games for 12 hours and I watched wrestling documentaries. I smoked such an insane amount of marijuana. It's ridiculous. I did the thing, vape pens, I'm good. But I do the thing I want to do, and everyone else is free to do all the things they want to do. Watch the TV shows you want to, and if anything, watch all the TV shows and the movies that you're waiting to watch until I'm not around because I'm just going to complain about it. Like, go do the thing that makes you happy, and I'm going to do the thing that makes me happy. And in 48 hours, we'll meet back and we'll do it all over again.
There you go.
That's it. And you know what? To my wife's credit, to my older children's credit, like they bent over backwards to make sure I had to do fucking nothing. My favorite meals were cooked. I got a sandwich board that's like a spinning wheel. So now whenever and it's on the board. Like we have a calendar in our kitchen where Erica kind of pre-decides all the dinners. There's a day on the calendar that says sandwich. I think it's sandwich board, and it got an arrow on it, and I spin the sandwich, and it lands on a type of sandwich, and then she makes that sandwich. That's the gift that I got for Father's Day. I got a fucking sandwich game board.
Tuck, I gotta know where you got that. Like my friends, literally, they call my wife.
Made it.
Yeah, they made it.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
She made the board.
Dude, that's amazing. My friends call my wife Sandwich because they're amazed that when I tell my
I
wife.
don't think I'd be all right with that.
I know.
Well, no, they say because
These are army buddies?
No, because when I tell my wife I want a sandwich, she'll go make me a sandwich. Their wives, not a chance. If they say, "Oh, honey, can you go make me a sandwich?"
Oh, yeah.
Their wives tell them, "No way, go make
No,
your
we
own
tried-
sandwich."
You know what? I don't know. We tried this before when he talked about the whole pie situation.
The pie, yeah, you saw that.
But you said
were there.
you specifically said the guys don't believe if I ask you to make a pie that you'll make a pie. Will you make a pie for me? Of course she's going to answer yes.
She did. All right.
cares about you.
How would you like me to word it then?
Make me a pie.
All right.
You walk
I'll text
in
her.
and be like, "Hey, can you make me an apple pie?"
Yeah, you can even be nice about it. You can be
Or like-
not even nice, civil.
Do you have to give time duration?
Yeah, I'll
Like,
say like, "Hey, can I have an apple pie this weekend?" She'll say, "Yeah."
That's a good woman. But I've said time and again, your wife is good. Your wife
yeah.
is too
She's
good for you.
amazing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we've
all
established
said-
your wife is way too good for you.
Swung it out of the park on that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
All
why
right.
if she asks you for a vasectomy, you better say yeah. She asks you to fucking cut one of your balls off, you may as well say yeah.
And she's probably listening right now.
Oh, you're not doing anything with the second one. If you lose her, so it doesn't matter. You may as well pop that bad boy out.
That's the truth.
But
Hey, do you
I
have a religious objection to vasectomy?
oh yeah, what's your place?
What's the Knights of Columbus?
Not to.
It's
stand?
not
that's not what I'm going.
I was gonna
into.
say, yeah,
It's not a contraception, right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think.
Does it count
I
as a
think- I was
contraception?
curious
Yeah.
as to.
Because you're not allowed to like without trying to have a baby, right, or something like that.
No.
Yes, you're allowed to without trying to have a baby.
What if you had one now?
Can't
Would it just
spill your seed, sir. That's for babies only.
No. it's you can't try to you can't try to stop
for
it.
making
Yeah,
babies. I should clarify that for making
Yeah.
babies.
It's you can't try to stop it from happening.
This show's gone off the rails quick.
Yeah, we're
Exactly.
20
Andrew's
minutes
right.
into this.
Although, can I say I did get
fix the hat.
I did get something. I did get something for Father's Day that I didn't think I would enjoy, and it turns out it's the best gift I ever got.
Paper towels.
No, we really didn't think about this when we started.
I got a foot bath.
Oh my god. Oh man.
I got a foot bath. It's the best thing. Andrew, I'm telling you.
I mean, this can lead into pro clubs because you were talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we were playing pro clubs.
We're already
yesterday.
20 minutes into the show. I think we haven't even gotten to any of our topics.
This dude goes, we're playing a game, and then we finish the game, and then Tucker's like,
Do I have enough time to fill up my
somebody
foot
was
bath?
like, hey, I'm gonna go spend the points that I have on pro clubs, and Tucker immediately goes, do I have time to change the water in my foot bath? And we're like,
Look, we're both
okay.
maximizing the
Okay.
time that
So
the
then-
game gave us.
So then 10 minutes later, he comes back, and I was like, did you boil water? Like, what did you need to do? Did you have to go dig a hole to get the water to boil it, then to put it in your foot bath? Or?
Bro, am I supposed to take care of my tootsies with lukewarm water? What are you asking of me?
The,
I mean,
the
just don't
piggies need
know.
the hot water.
Bro, the piggies need Andrew. The piggies need work,
I
and cold water just ain't gonna do it.
Because most of the time the guys are like, hey, I'm gonna grab a beer, or hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
go piss
real
real
quick.
Yeah.
And then it's like Chris like, I'm gonna go fill up my my foot tub. I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
I don't understand. I changed out my foot tub water. I made a lovely appletini, and I was ready to go for game 2. What's the
Yo,
problem?
we had a lot of questions.
But tell me this.
So after I was asking, is Tucker using the foot bath right now?
No.
No, but that actually isn't a bad idea.
I'm not gonna lie.
to get a studio.
I'm not gonna lie. No bullshit. I thought about bringing it. I genuinely
You
thought about
you
bringing it.
just gotta get a different one for here.
It's-
Can't be like carrying a foot bath around. That's
the problem.
That's psychopath stuff.
That's the line.
Yeah.
That's the line. This is what it's too
No
loud.
joke. I have the foot bath in my car right now.
Okay,
because
that's psychopath
We
stuff.
we borrowed it from my mom's. They never use it, so we're like, hey, we're gonna use it.
Have you used it?
Oh yeah,
You got Epsom salt?
Epsom salt, but also like
Yeah, eucalyptus.
tea tree oil, eucalyptus oil.
Yeah, man. Eucalyptus where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know this, ladies. I'm taking advice. I'm trying to work on my toes. I'm trying to work on that situation.
Look, man, I don't want to be rubbing my feet and like start a fire at the middle of the night. 'Cause it's like,
Look, I can't get to Steve Harvey in any aspect of my life. Let me work on the sole of my foot. That's what I'm asking, and I'm asking for your help. I didn't know eucalyptus worked like this. It's a beautiful thing.
This has been your self-care minute with the Riot Squadcast.
I'm telling you, I got the foot massager. I got eucalyptus Epsom salt, right? I got a pediatric mask. It's like you think you slip your foot in, but I wear a size 14, so my foot's too big, so it just kind of ripped the side. But we made it work. You make it work,
look,
baby.
you just add more plastic wrap, you'll be fine. Dude.
Put a rubber band around the top of that mother.
You're good.
Roll.
So, anyways, like
But I tell you,
we talked more about the foot bath because our weekend games didn't go so well for us. So,
Yeah, you needed the foot bath for the 36 miles that you're gonna run.
oh my god,
Or I'm sorry,
36
Bike.
on the bike. Yeah,
Hey,
we
you should
got to
run
do
it
it.
though. Just do it.
No, if I run it, it'll never happen. If I do it, it'll literally never
Hey,
happen.
if you start doing the 100 miles in a month, Jaime will gas you up and get you to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do 100
well, this dude's gonna do 100 miles like
in a
just
week
because
on my bike.
Shout out to Jaime, by the way.
Shout out time.
Jaime's been doing that, I think, for 3 months. This is probably the third. I don't know if he's doing it this month, but he did it for April and May. for sure.
Erica did it last month or the
Yeah.
month before, and it was especially the last week. It's just incredible to watch because she's like, oh, I gotta go. She ran like 4 miles in the morning, and then would come home and be like, I gotta knock out like 6 miles. And it's like, well, thinking about one of them makes me cry.
Yeah.
So I don't
Absolutely.
want doing either one. Like my bike works because I can watch soccer or Rick and Morty or whatever on it, but soccer. But anything else, like I don't. Running is just awful.
Yeah.
And I'm running away from my PlayStation. That doesn't make any sense.
that makes no sense.
I set my bike up directed towards my PlayStation. I'm like, one of these days, I'm gonna fucking get there. Hasn't happened yet. We'll see.
Speaking of things that haven't happened yet, let's move on to the topic of the LA Galaxy possibly getting into the NWSL.
Was that it for pro clubs? That was it?
We can move on from poker. It's already like
I mean, did somebody get on the stat sheet?
no one of importance got in the stat sheet. So
You got swept. Still talking shit.
I'll still talk shit.
I feel like we hurt his feelings. I didn't mean to hurt his feelings. I didn't mean to get under his
okay,
skin.
all right. We got called out because I think they like made some like propaganda against Barcelona, saying that we were the ones talking shit.
So this is the timeline. This is the timeline as I understand it.
Yeah, Tuck, you got to walk me through this.
On
man.
an episode of Nag News, I think it was 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Great show, by the way. Listen to it.
Great show. Oh yeah. Even that specific episode was
Shout
good.
out Nag News. Shout out Nag News.
Shout out Eddie. Shout out Brian.
Chewy.
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 And then I guess
I think there's a fourth band there, but
the
I don't
other
know.
one. I
don't know.
So, but at the end of their episode, they were talking about Barcelona and one person, took it upon himself to take it a little further, and then we retorted as you would, and it appears like our retort got ruffled some feathers. Look. The name of the episode was Live Aloha. Everyone's supposed to be on the same team having a good time. I don't want, this is my main thing now. For me, and I could be wrong. And I'll take Andrew. I'll take, allow me to be your Jesus. I will hold your cross. I will bear the pain for everyone. I don't want any animosity. I don't want to end up like Big and Pac over FIFA Pro Clubs. I don't want anybody to lose their mind. We're all on the same team. We're all just trying to have a good time. It's a video game. Let's all have a good time. That's it. Is that good? That good
There
for
you
Pro
go.
Clubs?
It was good games.
We got swept. Spenny still ain't get on a stat sheet. Spenny, we waiting for you. Move all the way to center back. Get smoked by Andrew on his goal, which was a beauty. But he definitely correct. A lot of other people on Brachos scored a lot of other goals.
Yeah.
And,
Shout out to Brachos.
Shout out, big ups. Major game points.
All right, let's move on.
Good?
It's already like 30 minutes into the show. We haven't even gotten to the topics.
Good?
Hey, bro, that's how it works when I'm here. All right.
I know.
It's
No,
like
hey.
it's all-
Marvel movie.
Like it's all changed.
Ain't
and shit.
no 3-hour shows when I'm on this
this is
bitch.
Endgame.
When I'm guiding this ship,
Endgame.
nah,
In-game
son.
cast.
Endgame.
nah, son. So let's get LA Galaxy potentially getting into the women's soccer business. What do you guys think? The reports came out that an NWSL team was starting to formulate. There were some things happening where copyright for Angel City FC came out. That I'm trying to remember the name of the reporter.
For LA Galaxy Confidential?
Meg Linehan
Okay.
is the one who broke the story about an ownership group is in negotiations with the NWSL to bring an expansion team to Los Angeles. I know Kevin Baxter started doing some digging, was asking around if it wasn't possibly LAFC or the Galaxy involved. LAFC outright deny. Galaxy didn't
more
deny
cagey.
or confirm anything. So that kind
I
of
think they
leads you
said
to
no
believe like,
comment.
Yeah, I think they probably just didn't respond.
gave a no
Kevin
comment,
Baxter's text. They're like, fuck this shit.
nah, dude. It'd be like, nah, we ain't talking
Not
about
this week.
We got stuff going on, bro.
That was them not denying it, not returning a text.
So, and then I think Ben brought it up earlier, like how Galaxy is it that the Girls Academy is shut down, and then they're going to start an NWSL team.
I mean, it's they're-
on brand. Let's put it that way.
yeah, but I mean, you look at the Girls Academy, and it's if you're hitting the ground running on an NWSL team, how much does a U.S. Soccer Federation financially backed Girls Academy really affect that?
Well,
Maybe not the year that they start, but
Yeah.
maybe in 2 or 3 years. Because
Well,
they went up to 16. I think 16 was the oldest for
Yeah.
the Girls Academy.
Well, we talked about it when it got canceled, or
18?
the
Then it could have helped a lot.
the Girls Academy got disbanded or whatever. It was due to the fact that U.S. Soccer closed down their developmental academies.
Cutting the funding.
Then the Girls Academy was 100% funded by U.S. Soccer. So if something gets cut,
No, that's not true.
it wasn't true.
They were funded by a grant from Welch's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The grape juice?
Yeah.
The grape drink?
The grape drink. But once that the funding is cut, if you're not paying for something, now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you're gonna have to put millions of dollars. It's like you're gonna be like, well, maybe we'll.
From what I understand, it was the Galaxy decided to drop it. It wasn't a matter of funding.
Well, if the funding clears up and you're going to have to fund it.
No. From what I understand, the Galaxy decided to drop the Girls Academy, and it
Do you wanna-
it was not about
Do you
funding.
want to expand on what that means?
Yeah. Welch's was willing
how
to
do you
play
know
out.
that?
Well, Welch's was willing to continue funding it for the rest of the year.
Wow.
Ben dropping bombs right now, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more surprised you sat on that and didn't explain it previously in all of your comments. But what was going to happen at the end of the year? As best you understand.
Well, then with no place to play.
By the way, this
Welch's would probably cut it.
is alleged. I want to leap out with that. It's from Ben. It's alleged. Go ahead, Betty.
No, with no place to play, then obviously Welch's probably wouldn't fund them again.
But then you come to a position where it's a difference between, in the middle of the coronavirus, the Galaxy saying, well, starting next year, we're on the hook. Or likely when you guys are going to have realistically even be allowed to play again, we're on the hook. So whether they cancel it now or they cancel it at the end of the year.
Yeah, well,
as far as execution is concerned, what's the difference?
Yeah, the youth soccer season usually goes through State Cup, which is in February, March. So, yeah,
But I don't understand.
All the old DA teams are struggling to find a place to play. Like we talked about this on that episode. That
go back.
top,
You can go back and listen to it.
But what's? I think that's where I'm lost in the connect. I get the connection from a scouting side of we go up to U16, U17, U18, what have you, and we're starting an NWSL team. I mean, realistically, how many of the players from a U18, U16, U17 are going to eventually make their way into a first team?
Probably not. I mean, probably a lot. I'd be surprised. A lot of these NWSL teams are young. Like, besides your stars that are all on the U.S. Women's national team, a lot of the people on the teams are, if you look at Mexico, all the girls are like 18 to 21. If you look at our NWSL teams, they're probably not, they may be a little bit older than the Mexico teams, or even in England. In England, they're all really young too. But I don't know. I think it makes sense to keep, a girls' academy if you're going to plan on starting.
Well, here's the thing. I wonder, because I think they said as a part of a group that are coming together to form the NWSL team.
Well, yeah, definitely one of the major issues that we are talking over is that the Galaxy are not launching an NWSL team. If the Galaxy kept their development academy, it's not for an end product that is owned by them. The way I read it, it sounds as if they're going to be a financial backer at a minority level. Maybe they own a minority stake, and I would assume they're going to help them out. Maybe allow them to play on the track and field.
Yeah, that's what I say. It sounds like a facilities deal more than anything else.
Well, because you have literally everything already set up for you. You have all the locker rooms, you have all the training facility stuff. So that cost right there is completely cut out because you have it all set up already.
Yeah, I mean, the major issue is the Galaxy are not buying an NWSL team. It's the Galaxy would have been, in your scenario, the Galaxy would have been forced to continue to financially support a development academy that's not feeding into an NWSL team that they own. It doesn't make it's money down the drain because you're developing players to, what's the perfect scenario? Allow an owner you're connected to, but you don't actually receive anything from to progress it. What I'm hoping happens is this is part of a test market. I'm hoping the Galaxy say we're going to come in for 5%, 10%. And if it works, we'll just go ahead and clear you out and make it a Galaxy NWSL team. We've already laid out the majority of the foundation. I can't imagine whoever is actually fitting the majority of the bill is going to be that eager to sell out to the Galaxy.
Yeah, and then I assume they would gladly want another tenant in the building after the Chargers are gone.
At a minimum,
you get another possibly another renter who's going to give you some cash that you weren't going to have before.
Yeah, or at a minimum, you've got something filling the facility. The facility is not just, it's not the Galaxy's facility and that's it. I mean, it's a multi-purpose facility. You have all these people that can use all these different fields.
And you said track and field. I'd imagine they're playing at the stadium. This is
what I came down to. So I looked into it. I crunched some numbers, gentlemen, in a little bit of prep work. Ed, I do appreciate the docs you create.
You're welcome, baby. Daddy.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is. And as soon as he said baby, I thought back to daddy before he even said it. The daddy's daddy.
It's the grossest. They've turned such a nice word into like the grossest thing ever.
So we discussed this before.
Daddies. We
discussed this before with the NWSL and the USL Galaxy team, Galaxy 2. I still think the Galaxy should shoot out and get and buy out the NWSL team. I think the branding alone of a Galaxy Women or a Galaxy Gals or Galaxy Ladies or whatever.
Would you want them to keep the LA Galaxy Ladies? I know it's like in the Premier League, it's always like Arsenal Ladies or.
That's the thing.
Bring back the soul, baby.
This is the thing. I love the title Galaxy 2. I like the organization, the franchise, the club of the LA Galaxy, and I think everything else should be a derivative of that. Everything else should come from that. Mm-hmm. If you have the Galaxy Ladies or Galaxy Women or the Women's Galaxy, whatever they want to make that. Like that's fine. I liked Galaxy 2 because
Not
you
the
were
Galaxy Gals.
hey, look, if that look at a minimum, that'll be the nickname that they end up rolling with.
Well, they try to all the like San Jose people always call us the gals anyways,
yeah.
because they're
They're woke.
they're so woke.
Fucking San Jose. Anyway, but what do you think would be more financially beneficial?
San Jose, the Spenny of MLS clubs.
Bro, that's wrong, man. That ain't right. That's foul. That's
You know
foul.
what? You know what? I think that's too harsh.
That was
I'll take it
Ed,
back.
for the
I'll take it
record.
back.
Yeah.
That's at DT Radio Band.
For the record, that was Ed. Yeah, come on, I can't sanction that. But what do you think would be more financially lucrative? What do you think would financially pay out more, the NWSL or the USL? The Galaxy 2 or an NWSL Galaxy?
Oh, I
team?
think an NWSL team for
Easy,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's a whole different market that you're not.
I don't think the Galaxy 2 bring in any like
Galaxy
as
2 are
much as
money
the
loss,
women's
man.
team would
No,
bring.
but so are what NWSL team? Maybe the Thorns are not.
Thorns, probably the Utah Royals.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Pride, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Yeah.
What was previously the Seattle Reign.
You think
But look,
all of them bring in money? All those teams? Maybe the Thorns, but even that, I'm a little.
but my argument isn't
unsure
about bringing in money. My argument's about being less of a loss leader than USL team is. What is the line of production? What's the monetary line of production from the Galaxy Academy to Galaxy 2 to the first team?
So there's no way to properly, because it hasn't been done yet. There's no way to I mean, I guess it has, but there's no way to properly compare the two. I mean, we could look at other sports. I mean, do you think the WNBA brings in as much as what's the name of the
D-League or
Defenders?
whatever,
Yeah.
the
They're not the
League or
Defenders
whatever?
anymore, are they? Whatever the
There's South Bay Lakers.
South Bay Lakers, or
I would imagine the WNBA brings in more money than the South Bay Lakers.
I don't know, because they
Down to figure that out.
use the facilities at Staples Center, and South Bay Lakers do not. I just think I think that I don't think they would. I think USL would bring in more money.
The USL brings in no
tough.
money.
Huh?
If
Right. They're
But
they're less of a burden.
but if through
whatever you
proper
wanna call it.
proper budgeting, a Galaxy women's team comes in at -$1, they're beating the USL by tens of thousands of dollars.
Right, but do you think they're going to bring in that amount of money? Or
I think
they're
it's
gonna-
possible.
they're
I mean,
gonna
if you-
lose
if
a
you-
I'd
little money?
imagine an LA team's going to be bringing in pretty big name players to offset some of that stuff.
I even think with that, I don't think it will.
But even if you don't, the average attendance for the LA Soul. So this was the last piece of evidence we can look at for women's professional soccer in America, or not in America,
In Los Angeles.
in the only part of America that matters.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles. Where the fuck did it go? I just had notes up here. So anyway, sorry. LA Soul averaged 6,298 people per match, highest average attendance in the WPS for all 3 seasons it ran. Like no team at any point in the WPS ever drew larger than the Soul did. At any point in their tenure. Now, the NWSL has taken that and driven it way up. I mean, in a way, honestly, like I never thought was going to happen. I genuinely didn't think it was. I'm glad to watch it happen. I think it's amazing, but I didn't think it was ever actually going to happen. The NWSL, like I should have looked at the average attendance for where the NWSL is at now, but no one did better than low 6,000.
Let's look at where there's got to be a few teams.
And that was like
maybe
13
Orlando.
years ago?
It was 2009. It's 11 years ago. Yeah.
Let's look at. I don't think RSL's USL team is in Salt Lake. I don't think it is, right? So
The
Orlando.
Utah
I'm pretty sure Orlando
Royals?
has
The Monarchs.
Orlando has.
No, the Monarchs is a USL team, right?
That's what he said.
Oh, I'm
right?
sorry. I thought you were talking about the women's team. Sorry.
But I want to look at places where there's a USL team and a women's team. So like Orlando. I'd be curious to see what those numbers are, because Orlando's actually a pretty like up their club, right?
Attendance wise.
Yeah, attendance wise.
Attendance wise.
And as far as money wise, I'd imagine they'd be in the upper echelon of the rest of the league, right?
Orlando Pride had an average attendance of 55.6.
Right, but we're
last
looking
year.
at like money, right? That's what you think. You think the NWSL will be
I think their
less
gate's
of
gonna
a
be higher.
burden less of a burden
Yeah.
financially than the USL team.
Yes.
I don't think that that's the case. I'd like to see what maybe someone could do.
I think
this.
you can turn the USL. I think you could turn an NWSL team profitable if it's operated properly
like in
But
what
you also,
time frame?
but you also have to
in a
realize that
faster time frame than the USL team.
you also
Like
have to
in
realize
5 years?
that Galaxy 2, there's no merchandise that you're selling
No.
with the Galaxy 2 logo on it. For an NWSL team, you're going to
Like
sell
you
a ton of
cannot
stuff.
purchase a Galaxy 2 jersey for whatever reason, and that's a decision that it shouldn't get owned by any person in this room. But you can't buy a Galaxy 2 jersey. There aren't Galaxy 2 jerseys. There are first team Galaxy jerseys that have patches and stickers put over them, which is why they don't give them away at Galaxy 2 games. I think you can turn an NWSL profitable in a way where you're going to sell jerseys, you're going to sell t-shirts, you'll sell tickets to a stadium that is otherwise not doing anything. You don't need to open the entire building. They're opening the entire building for the Galaxy 2. At least that was the plan. Average, what is it? The NWSL moved from $421,500 to basically they have a $650,000 a year salary cap. They have less of a salary cap per year than Diego Polenta. So you don't sign a Ciani and you just afforded an NWSL team for 3 years. If you factor in the cost of the homegrown players that we've signed to the first team that are playing for the USL team, at least the best I could find of USL average salaries for an entire season was somewhere between 200, because it's not readily available, somewhere between 250,000 and 500,000. If you're looking at Cameron Dunbar and Jonathan Perez, you're at 130 already.
That's just the salary cap.
That's two kids that are never going to play.
Yeah, but that's just the salary cap. I mean, you've got coaches. There's going to be training staff. There's going to be there's a lot more to it than just that. I think turning it profitable in any time frame of even within the next 5 years is not super realistic.
Do you think in 5 years they would be more profitable than the USL team?
I mean, yeah.
Like
given merchandising and Galaxy 2 is not something that you can do. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, I could see it making more money, but I don't think there's that big of a market for it. There's a lot of people on Twitter and social media that say that they would do it.
Well, we're going to see real soon, yeah.
But that's that's kind of my point. Is like I just don't think that it's there. I just really don't. But
honestly,
I've seen women's sports for years and years and years and years and years, just nobody's figured out. WNBA's been around forever, and they haven't figured it out. WNBA is a net loss. The only reason why that they exist is because the NBA props them up. And I just don't think that, and I'm not saying that it's right or wrong.
You're about to get canceled.
I probably am, but it's just I just don't see how they make money. I just don't see it as how it's possible.
But much akin to the USL team, it would be something that's not operated. One, I would say it's
right,
not
but
something.
You're the one saying that they're going to make money. I'm
saying they'll be more profitable than a money loss USL team.
You said within a certain time frame that they can be profitable.
In 5 years, they will be more profitable than a money loss USL team.
Okay, that I can probably get, but I still think they're a net loss. I still think it would be a loss of money.
But much like the USL
somebody's
team,
going to have to. Somebody will front that money. That's fine.
It always does.
I mean, that's not what I'm getting. I'm not saying we shouldn't do it, but I'm saying that I don't think that they become profitable.
I think they become. Well, my statement isn't that they become profitable; it's that they become more profitable than a money loss USL team. And it's a USL team that, at any time, and this is the issue. At any time, the USL team is one home run away from paying for themselves. They're an Alex Mendez or an Uli away from paying for themselves.
I was going to say Uli.
That's it. Alex Mendez, Uli, Efrain from paying for themselves. Cameron Dunbar's a hit. G2 team's paid for itself. Like that. That's the way the money loss works. It's fishing. If they hit on one of these kids in a way that's financially meaningful, club has paid for itself. For all the years it's been in operation, club's paid for itself. Done. If they hit on two or three, the club's profitable.
They should have been profitable.
They should already be profitable
for like the next 10 years.
Giassi should have made them profitable. Efrain probably, hopefully will end up making them profitable. Uli should have been profitable. Alex Mendez should have been profitable. Yeah. Like we have academy and reserve and G2 kids that, the mold. Jose and Jaime Villarreal probably should have at least helped push it in that direction.
I think it was like one of their birthdays, by the way.
Jaime's was today.
Today, okay. Cool.
Should have helped push them towards profitability. But I think in a growing women's market, and it's hitting on something that's not getting hit on in this region. G2, Like G2 is the fourth professional, or will be whenever LAFC ends up launching, the fourth properly professional team in the region. If you take into account, and you don't really need to, but if you take into account the Long Beach FC and Temecula FC and all the various semi-pro clubs in Los Angeles, and there's a lot of them, but it would be, whenever LAFC eventually figures it out, the fourth professional men's soccer team in the region. As a Galaxy branded NWSL team, like for the consortium, I don't understand how your pitch to the Galaxy isn't even, you don't have to give us money. Let us call ourselves Galaxy NWSL team, because the branding of the Galaxy being involved in women's soccer is worth more than however much money they'll put in. By a country mile, it's worth more. I think the issue comes down to, well, if it's not profitable and you now need to leave playing in Dignity Health Sports Park or whatever it is, you are branded as the Galaxy, and that's going to get messy. And I think that's why we become minority stakeholders. We say, hey, come play here. We'll figure it out. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I hope it works out. I hope it's successful. I hope it thrives, and the Galaxy are incentivized to go, fuck this, we're just going to buy it out. And we're going to do what should get done and just buy it out and make it right. It's a tough economy. It's a really, really, really tough economy. But if you can open up the main stadium and you can pay let's be fair and say in the range of 400,000, you can probably launch your own NWSL team.
Speaking of NWSL teams, we're going to move on a little bit. Let's talk about Orlando Pride. They had to withdraw from the NWSL Challenge Cup, which is happening June 27th. It reported that they had to withdraw because 10 players and staff tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. So I know there's a lot been going around with players coming out and saying how disappointed they are that they're not going to be able to play, and how, Jesus Christ, Andrew Stealthy. If you're watching live on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast, you'll see just how stealthy my man Andrew tried to.
Not an earthquake.
No, sorry.
We got a comment in the YouTube. The current progression is Galaxy Academy to Galaxy 2, Galaxy 2 to Bundesliga.
Bundesliga 2.
Bundesliga 2.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Price says they paid Gio to go away. They have the money.
Exactly.
He ain't wrong.
Exactly. So Orlando Pride withdraws from the NWSL Cup. Obviously, MLS is going to Orlando. I can't, and I guess this is what we talked about last week when was it Sean Johnson? No.
Bill Hamid.
Not
all black goalkeepers are the same, Ed.
Came out and said they're going to have us like prisoners. They want us to stay in the hotel rooms. This is why. Is because they were like the younger players went out to bars and now came back, and now 10 people at the club have tested positive.
Yeah.
Dude,
you may as well just walk.
You should have just walked by. 10 players and staff have now tested positive.
Yeah. So it looks like, from what I was able to find, 6 players and 4 staff members of the Orlando Pride test positive for the coronavirus. The entire team gets
There's some great
out.
comments on here in the YouTube chat.
Call Sade because Andrew was a smooth operator. He's not John Cena.
Great maybe. Was that a ninja?
Oh man. We're all about to be taken.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right.
I blame Ben for making me go under.
He switched the camera so he could see you coming in.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah. That's why you got to disrespect him, man. Yeah, the entire team got pulled from the tournament. There are 9 teams in the NWSL. So now it's an even 8 that's going to compete.
Now it makes it a little easier, actually.
A little easier. The entire Orlando Pride team was pulled.
And that's a lot of big names on that team, too.
Oh, yeah. The first player tested positive on June 18th. And 103 cases. There are 103 cases in Florida right now. 5,500 casualties, I believe.
I was looking up just since the draw happened. There's been over 30,000 new cases in Florida.
It's fucking wild. I counted them. There were 18,000 new cases since the first person tested positive, and they were like, all right.
So this is obviously leading into us talking, because we are Galaxy Podcast, so this is leading us into talking about how now there's an Atlanta player and players from Miami
Yeah.
that have tested positive.
It's good. It's not like it's all happening in one region or anything, because that would be then you wouldn't be able to send people
that was my
there.
thing is why Florida was chosen, especially when you knew the NBA was going to go there too.
Well, I think that
But
was
apparently that where they're going is a huge sport. Like
It's a compound.
giant sports complex. But still, I think that's a little. If the whole point is to be somewhere where you're going to be away from people,
well, I think it was more that hey, Florida's open, we can go there kind of thing.
That's really what it came down to. That's why AEW, started filming in Florida. WWE moved to the Performance Center in Florida. Like it's about going to a place that will allow you to do it, because that's the important thing.
yeah. But it wasn't long after that California said, "Well, we may be able to do sports here." I don't know if you saw that.
Well, if you
He didn't like come out right and say like, "Hey, come here."
Yeah.
But Newsom said that we could have sports. With
Yeah,
no
it was.
fans.
It was. We talked about it too.
Like not long after Florida.
No,
was-
yeah, he came out and was like, we could possibly have sports with empty arenas by in
End of
this
year.
year.
Well, that was I watched a video that an interview Don Garber's giving. I think it's for ESPN or Fox
was it
Sports.
all the commissioners.
Well, it's before that meeting happens,
okay.
and so he says they've been discussing going to Orlando pretty much since this all started.
Yeah.
So it's been in the works for a while. So the idea that like even after California decided to open up, they're still going to go to Orlando. Like it's been in the works for a while, and I would imagine pissing Disney off isn't really a move MLS is trying to do if they can avoid it, especially given that it looks like TV rights nationally may just end up on ESPN next year.
Holds the streaming rights.
Yeah, while they currently hold your streaming rights, and you're trying to figure out how to get as many people streaming your games as possible while you're the only game in town, pissing Disney off isn't the best move. I think California opening is probably why right after they're like, well, this tournament that there's no real reason for you to care about, it's going to count for your regular season because we're going right back into that bitch as soon as we can. It's they're figuring it all out, but the issue is you're getting players saying they're not going. Back to the Pride, Rapinoe says she's not going. Tobin Heath says she's not going. Christian Press says they're not going. That's basically the Reign, the Seattle Reign or whatever they're called now, the Portland Thorns and the Utah Royals, like massive names, star players, and it sucks because it shows that financial that distance between U.S. women's national team players and your run-of-the-mill NWSL players. Like the ladies making money are like, fuck this. Are you out of your mind? No, I'm not going. League minimum for the NWSL is $20,000. You make $20,000, you have to go. Like, how do you didn't make $20,000 in 2020? We used to make fun of Brian Jordan for making $17,000 in 2007. Like that, they have to play, and it's a shame. But you have Vela saying he's not going.
I never made fun of Brian Jordan, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
That is
not
100%
true.
not true. Why are you lying?
Brian, I never said anything.
Come on, bro.
BJ,
What about the truth here?
I never did nothing but gas you up.
Brian, Brian Jordan fucks with us. You're
Yeah,
good. You're fine.
I don't think Brian Jordan needs any gassing up. That dude.
He's a gorgeous man.
Yeah.
But you're getting big stars saying they're not going, whether it's NWSL or Major League Soccer.
but that's kind of like the. That's kind of the way things are. Like, we have to go to work. Like, we have to work. Well, I mean, if people who make
Ben, you got to go to work, right?
Yes, I do. I have to go to work.
This is Ben's first day off in like 16 days.
Let me go
I
pee.
know. But I mean, that's the thing is what do you guys think is going to be the number where MLS may reconsider like things? Because that's a lot for 10
I don't
players
know.
and staff
I think
to come back.
I think it's gotta be enough to make a team not be able to compete, like a single team, not like multiple teams. But I think if a single team can't compete, they'd consider it's gonna be looked at like an injury. It's just gonna be looked at like injuries. Like it's gonna be part and parcel of the game. Like that's what it's gonna be looked at. Just it's weird. It's weird 2020, but that's how it's gonna be looked
Because
at. I think.
if one person comes back positive, I mean,
Well, so we've got how many MLS players? 3 players tested positive.
I think 3. Yeah.
Three. It would need to be. I think it needs to be a number of players that a team cannot compete in the tournament. There's going to be. I mean, the tests. They're going to be given tests how often?
They said it's like every 2 days.
Every 2 days. They are going to be stuck in the sports complex. The thing is, if everyone's stuck in the sports complex and someone gets it there, that could easily go to everybody.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be looked at as like injuries until there's a team that's got 7 players who can't play because they have it and had to be sent home. You know what I mean? Like some number like that. I think if there's 2 or 3 on every team, I still think it gets done. I still think they do it. I still think they finish it. And
So there's no chance that MLS is canceling this.
no, because you've got teams in the Premier League right now that have players testing positive,
just
and they're still
quarantine them
playing.
down.
And they're still playing. You know what I mean? I just don't think. I think this matters more to us than it does the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sadly, I mean it's the Premier League. You can't, but
Is and
the Premier League could take a half a season off. You know what I mean?
So a lot of those teams can't. But is there a Landon Donovan type in Major League Soccer right now? Is there a Landon, a Zlatan? Like I assume Hernandez is supposed to be that guy.
Like a face of the league.
Like a face, like a big
Vela kind of.
yeah, like a Zlatan, a Gerrard, one of those like names.
But nobody seems to care that Vela's not going.
Well, Vela not going makes it so.
I got a duck, but you ain't got a duck, motherfucker.
You didn't have to duck.
I know.
He fucking told me to. He's like,
that's why you don't listen to him.
motherfucker.
He's Canadian.
You can see all this on live on YouTube.com/Riot Squadcast.
I don't watch this episode.
But there isn't. I can't think of like a guy, like the guy of Major League Soccer when Giovinco, when they actively tried to push him as the guy above Robbie Keane.
Yeah, but he wasn't that player.
But it's like
It takes a Landon Donovan, but even he's kind of shy. And
you know what I mean, like a needle mover.
There's
Zlatan
talk shit about talk shit about U.S. soccer, and how MLS is run. But if I guess if Zlatan said something, if it was still playing here and he said something, it would get.
He's not playing here, and he says something, and everybody, I got to talk about it for 4 weeks. I don't understand. He doesn't say anything. Someone who doesn't matter says something about him, and I got to talk about it for a month.
Yeah.
Every single time it happens. If Zlatan gets sick, it gets canceled.
I swear, like ESPN FC is like that show is seriously waiting for anyone to ever talk about anything Zlatan, so they've got like a 10-minute segment so they can all yell at each other.
That's it. About how great he is and how he's wrong, and they're all defenders, whatever.
Anyways,
it takes a Zlatan getting one single Zlatan gets sick, they cancel the whole thing. But there's no Zlatans in the league.
Yeah,
they're not canceling a single thing for Joe Corona. It's keeping it into the realm of the galaxy.
Even Chicharito, if Chicharito got sick, I don't think they'd cancel it. It'd be a big deal. It'd be a really big deal.
I think it'd be a really big deal.
But I don't think they cancel it. I'm telling you, it would take a team.
What happens if go through a butterfly effect, a ripple effect? What happens if Javier Hernandez gets the coronavirus and then it's going through the galaxy?
So
Javier gets it, and then Javier tests positive on Monday. Perry Kitchen tests positive on Thursday. What happens? What happens on Friday?
People care less on Thursday.
Yeah.
They're back and like, yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
They go, well, that sucks. Anyways, Chicharito has it.
I think.
You think Perry Kitchen gave it to him?
I think you get a lot of pressure from outside the league. You get a lot of people that here's one of the things about it is that MLS has so many media members on a short leash that if somebody, it would take like I don't know who's someone that regularly calls out the league. It would take someone
Twellman.
Yeah, it would take So it would take a Twellman to be the one to ask the hard questions. But so many other smaller and maybe not noteworthy reporters and media members are not going to question it. They're not going to take the tough questions to ask the league if they should do this because MLS keeps them on such a short leash. That being said,
is Grant Wall going to be like a bootlicker?
What is he doing now?
Job, so,
what is? Yeah, I was like, he's just sitting at home.
He has all the time in the world to spew whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
So,
his podcast comes on after this one.
I'm sure he's still looking for a job. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure he's still looking for a job, so maybe he doesn't go super hard on everybody. But there's gonna be pressure outside. There's gonna be fans that don't want it. Say if Chicharito got it. There's gonna be fans that call for it to end, but I don't think it'll be enough for them to stop. Like I said, I think it'll be what it would take would be one team getting like 7 or 8 people where they can't compete for them to question or at least pause it or consider not doing it. Especially now that the games matter. If the games didn't matter, it would be so much easier for them to cancel it.
I think that's why they slid in that Champions League spot.
But I don't think there's that much pressure to cancel it with the 3 players that got it now. I just don't think it'll matter. I think even if you get like upwards of 20 people total.
You think 20 MLS players they don't cancel?
Not if they're spread across. If it's all on one team, then
what does that? If it's spread through the league, like what does it matter if you're all locked into the same place?
Because it will put an undue pressure on one team that cannot compete. If it's multiple teams that have, if a lot of teams have players missing, it's going to be looked at as an injury.
But how do you
teams get injuries all the time? You know what I mean? It's just going to be looked at like that.
This is why I like you on the show, because I get to ask questions and I feel like you're going to have an answer for me. I like it. How do you, calm down, Ed. How do you, Ben? I know you ain't talking.
Oh, he's over here. Like, what about me? While he's on his phone, actively on his phone.
Because I have to get Ben the lightning round questions.
Exactly. Because Ben is
right under the bus.
Ben is texting.
Hey,
well,
you
thanks,
didn't duck
Andrew.
under the fucking thing, and you made me duck under the thing, then you put the camera on me when I was coming back. It's fucked up.
Hang on,
you get under all the way of the bus, and you get the 18-wheeler over the bus, and you get on top of the monster truck and every other fucking vehicle, like a fucking Blues Brothers movie.
Do everyone want to turn? Ed, you want to go next?
Fair enough.
You're good. Every week you got to pull up the questions. Every single week, look, set an alarm in your phone. Tuesday at 7:00, pull up the lightning round questions. Done. Or Tuesday at 7:30, text Ed. Yo, send me the lightning round questions.
They got these crazy things. They're called tabs. You can just leave it up there.
You can bookmark it.
Yeah.
It's just an option.
Anyways, so what was the question you wanted to ask me?
As a Galaxy fan, say it's Hernandez. I think all the teams are due to report on Thursday to pretty much go into quarantine, to go into lockdown for this. Say on Wednesday, Javier Hernandez tests positive for the coronavirus. As a Galaxy fan, what is your sentiment on an undue burden on a team? Because Javier Hernandez going in on Wednesday with the coronavirus, we're done.
Yeah.
It's you guard Pavon and you guard Jonathan, you're done. Game's over.
So to me, yes, that is undue burden. But what the league will look at it as, like an injury. It's possible Chicharito gets injured in this season. If we're without Chicharito, that doesn't change. Without Chicharito being injured, that doesn't change the way. Like, we can't get another DP. We can't go sign another striker. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be looked at. Me as a Galaxy fan, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's not compete. I don't want.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like
Jonah gets coronavirus, and then, I'd be like,
Jonathan gets a coronavirus. Your midfield too just became Joe Corona and Kitchen? Because Legette's out wide white?
Legette's probably, yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how what appears to be I'm not going to say what appears to be. You can deal with your shit on your own. A deadly virus that is contractable in like a number of ways where you don't really need to do it. You can follow the rules and the policies of the place you live and still contract it. Like, I don't understand how that's seen as any old on the field injury. You know what I mean?
No, that's how it's going to be treated. I'm not saying that's how it is. I'm saying that's how it's going to be treated until it becomes such a major thing. And the thing is, if it happens to MLS, like, it could happen to NBA, it could happen wherever. Well, baseball's going to be doing whatever. Baseball's coming back 60 games.
I think they agreed today,
yeah. I don't know where they're going to play, but if you have everybody in one place, like, that might be more dangerous than going to empty stadiums.
Well, that's the thing. When you're like, they're all going to get housed in the same area. If everyone's due to report on Thursday, and I'm gonna pick on my man one more time. If Perry Kitchen strolls into a Chipotle on Wednesday and catches the coronavirus, you just sent a bomb into this hotel.
Well, that's the thing, they can't leave.
So they can't leave. They're done.
That's what I'm saying.
They're quarantining. They're quarantining. They're getting tested daily.
Going
I
in,
believe.
yeah.
But before they go, they're getting tested daily.
But say you get knuckleheads who are like, we're going to get outside,
It's
and then they can bring you back.
Yeah, it's possible. that's how it's going to be treated. Like
It's
this
gonna be
tournament's
weird,
going to
man.
happen, man. There's no getting around it. It's going to happen until something so crazy happens that a team can't compete or multiple teams can't compete. Then it's going to be like, well, shit, we got to fucking pump the brakes on this.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be interesting.
And it's only gonna get worse in Florida. It ain't gonna get better.
No, oh God, Florida's track looks terrible. But if you're interested in the NWSL and their Challenge Cup tournament, starts on June 27th.
27th, yeah.
At 9:30 a.m. for our local time. I think it's 10:30 Mountain, but 9:30 a.m. local time. Yeah, it's North Carolina Courage. And I think I feel like I can speak for everyone here. Our beloved Portland Thorns, nice Christian Sinclair, and Sophia Smith.
Yeah, hard
I
pass.
think that's how you pronounce her name. Teenage draft pick. Come on, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Andrew.
No.
They averaged 20,000 in attendance last
super
year. It's
cool.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
That's crazy.
awesome. That really is awesome.
That's better
But
than
I'm
a lot of
never-
MLS teams.
Never
Yeah.
cheering for a Portland team.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I used to think oh man, Portland, man, they're the real Pacific Northwest team, and
Of the
they're-
PNW?
They're the real they had fans coming out like that before MLS. Yeah, they did.
Like that?
Not like 20,000, but like the Timbers Army's been strong, like huge, thousands of people before MLS days for sure. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, couple of the days, not a lot. Not a lot of the days.
It's not like Seattle where there was 50 people showing up at Starfire, and then they came to MLS. It's like, we're selling out the clink.
No. Yeah, I agree with you there. There are a lot more 50 member days than they let on.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly as many 50 member days as
Now that they've been in the league for a little while,
they're established. Yeah.
I can't stand them. Yeah, can't stand Portland
I can
at
understand
all.
that.
Can't
Well, that's the
stand-
thing.
Can't stand Portland fans.
Jesus.
Can't stand. He's breaking it all.
Bro, I just touched it.
Yeah,
Hang
huh?
on.
Where's the YouTube comments now, huh? Let's make it fair.
I think Ben was trying to kill Tucker. He was getting.
I like that he hasn't moved 1 inch. Is there a camera on him?
You
Ben
think-
hasn't moved. Literally, the microphone fell down.
You think the
Ben
microphone
smiles
killed
and
Tucker?
leans back.
When Tucker talks, it is the microphone that is killed, not the other way around.
Yeah, I feel like Ben intentionally made that fall. And
I'm sorry
sabotaged him.
for all the podcast people who are listening to this right now.
I know because Ben won't
Uh,
end with this. It's fine.
Tucker's
That's
microphone
fine. It's fine.
fell.
Yeah.
You just
in front of
hold it
him.
like that. You'll be fine.
And
I got one last quote from the Orlando Pride. I think it was
Ben really
Tobin
didn't
Heath.
care.
Go ahead.
Says, although I want to be on the field with my teammates doing what I love, because of the uncertainty and risk created by COVID-19, I've chosen not to participate in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Like, you can copy and paste that for every Major League Soccer player. And some aren't going to get away with it, but it's the same effective message.
Yeah, I can't imagine as someone who's like not starting on a team, making like the league minimum, and they came out like I'm not playing, and everyone's like, okay.
Julian Araujo can't do that. You better show your ass up.
Yeah, I think he, at this point he just has to hold it.
You got screws and shit. falling down.
You know what?
Stop watching it.
This is awesome. Yeah, we should. Just
No,
keep
this
it-
is better than what we've ever been talking about.
I would like to. I guess this is a good time to throw it out there. There will be Galaxy events that you can attend in the near future, so keep an eye out on that. We had a supporters call yesterday, and there will be some events happening. I don't want to give them away. I don't want to step on the
Yeah, no, we
Galaxy's
try
toes.
to make Andrew give us some of those details.
I don't want to step on their toes, but I will say that if you've been itching, for some sort of Galaxy interaction, there will be some events coming up soon, and we do have some stuff happening that will be, good, beneficial. If you want to scratch that itch, it'll all be safe. Galaxy's not taking this lightly.
They didn't
There
give you
will
like a
be-
timeline of when they're going to announce some of these details.
No, they didn't tell me. So
there you go.
I'm just saying. It's going to be happening soon.
It's
So
in the
they'll they'll announce it relatively soon. The team's leaving in a week and a half.
They locked down on Thursday, so
Yeah, they're gonna be
If
leaving
it's
in, like,
involved
a
them
week and a
at
half,
all.
or I think they're leaving right before 4th of July, or maybe right after. It might be right after.
okay.
So these things will be happening around between then and now.
Oh, they're really not giving them much time.
You've got
Between
two
the
weeks.
start of
It's now and
Yeah,
2 weeks from now
weeks-
is the beginning of the
2 weeks
tournament.
is the shutdown, so that they can quarantine, make sure nothing gets out. And
Because if they leave because the tournament starts the
On
8th.
the 8th, yeah, 2 weeks from today.
yeah, I believe they leave. They might leave on the 5th
That's okay.
and get there.
As little time as you can be there as possible.
That's true.
You know? Let them get acclimated to the time zone difference.
Make sure
and-
everyone has their their suits
Well,
on.
The tournament starts. The tournament starts on the 8th. They're not necessarily playing on the 8th.
Well, you said it's a couple days until they play, right? Or
I mean, we don't know.
schedules aren't out.
We don't have
schedules aren't
not
out.
yet.
Yeah.
But they may not be playing on the 8th. I'd imagine. We don't even know when they're leaving.
If you have to
so-
take a stab in the dark.
So yeah,
Roughly.
What day is 4th of July? It's Saturday. Is
Saturday,
it
yeah.
Saturday? Fuck, man, they really fuck.
Damn, I just
This
just hit,
fucking virus fucked up my whole shit, dog.
103,000 dead Americans.
Yeah,
it just
I know. Yeah, I'm not saying like we have to go to the stadium right now and I got to be able to celebrate. I'm just saying it's
I like
a
this
travesty.
accent that you affect.
It's a travesty that my 13 years.
I was just
it's
gonna
the
mention.
longest tradition I've ever had.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
seriously, it's honestly weird. It just hit me that we're not going to be
we
at
didn't
the,
I'm
at the
not gonna
stadium
be
on
day
July
drunk
4th.
After
at
we-
the stadium.
Yeah, not gonna be like
Blackout by the time that there's fireworks.
not gonna have a hangover by 5 p.m.
after we moved back from Oregon, we've not gone to the stadium one time for the 4th of July, and I'm still salty about it.
Yeah.
And it was still a really shitty 4th of July.
Yeah.
I'm a little salty about it, but
No, it doesn't seem like you're at all.
well, I'm not mad at y'all. You didn't do nothing.
We're good.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just,
that'll suck.
Yeah. They had mentioned something about like not doing something on 4th of July because they didn't want to mess with our 4th of July plans. I'm like, y'all already messed with my fucking 4th of July plans. Anyways, not really them. I'm not hating on the Galaxy.
The Rona canceled
The Rona.
4th
Yeah,
of July.
exactly. It's not the Galaxy fault.
It's
You
been
know, and it's not anybody's fault. You can't do the things that you want to do. Just put it out there. Don't take it out on your neighbor or whoever.
or your grocery
It's-
worker
or your
because
grocery
they
worker or whoever.
Yeah.
It's not their fault.
Put a fucking mask on. You go to a grocery store, put a goddamn mask on. The fact that someone at a grocery store has to walk up to you, a goddamn adult, who read a sign telling you need to wear a mask when you walk in, and remind your fucking idiotic ass that you need to put a mask on. There's something wrong with you. Not me, or not anyone, that can be tied back. It can get back to them. Someone should be allowed to hit you with a bus. You leave your fucking house, you go into a building where there's an employee who doesn't have a decision whether your idiotic ass walked in, put a fucking mask on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I know it doesn't affect you personally. It doesn't affect your fucking kids. It doesn't affect your parent as far as you can see. It doesn't affect your grandparent as far as you can see. Put a fucking mask on.
But Chris, it's inconvenient.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. This is a thing. Look, it's inconvenient. You know what I'd love right now? Chocolate milkshake. You know what I can't have right now? Chocolate milkshake. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna chill until I can get a chocolate milkshake. And once I can get one, I'll be happy. But every moment leading up until I got a chocolate milkshake is not the end of my life. The fact that people treat an inability to get a fucking haircut or the mandation that they have to wear a mask as the end of their life, to the point you spent hours protesting your ability to get a haircut? The fuck? Learn how to cut a hair. Learn how to cut some hair.
YouTube, bro. YouTube's great teacher.
You can learn from like any type of human being you want how to do an action thanks to YouTube. You want to learn how to change a car battery from an Indian man? YouTube. You want to learn how to cut hair from a one-eyed black dude? YouTube. It's probably on there.
Like if you make a black player coalition, can you learn how to do that from YouTube?
No, but you know where you can learn how to do that?
MLS, baby.
Major League Soccer, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Well
Thank you,
done.
Andrew. Thank you.
Segue of the season.
So yes, if you have been paying attention to MLS and things that have been going on,
Put your fucking mask on.
put your mask on. Also, the Black Players Coalition of MLS launched on Juneteenth.
Out here like Future. Mask on.
Oh,
Fucking
I
mask.
didn't get the reference.
It's a song.
It's okay, Ed. You don't listen to Kiss FM. It's the only place they play Future nowadays.
Oh, that's
I
weird.
don't know if you know this.
After the, what songs they play on Kiss FM now?
Now, I have no idea. I can tell you what songs played on Kiss FM in 1994, but 2020,
No.
nah. Paula Abdul, is she still a thing?
All right.
She still make music?
You guys trampling all over.
Hold on.
Segue of the season. Do it one more time,
Hold
Andrew.
on. If anyone's gonna know what Paula Abdul is doing right now in 2020, it's gonna be Tucker, right?
Yeah, she's
Probably,
re-recording the same hits, I imagine. Staring into the mirror and crying. Here's the thing. I'm probably right about it.
She's probably taking pills and drinking out of a red Coca-Cola cup.
Oh Jesus! Well, that's a far worse accusation.
Wow.
Ah, it's American Idol. She was on pills on that show, right? Am I crazy?
She was.
Oh,
Hey.
she was definitely like high a lot of the time on the show. Anyways,
Nothing wrong
back
with
to what we were talking about. MLS Black Player Coalition.
that. Yeah. I'm gonna leave this topic for Ben.
Yeah, we're gonna. I want Ben's opinion on this.
Ben, what do you think about this?
You want to play the music, Ben, so you can have this backtrack?
But I want to ask Chris.
Shocking.
With the formation. Should I not ask you the question then?
No, go for it, man. I'm here for you.
No, I'm trying to bring some light to the situation. You guys are just be all funny and stuff.
Sounds like you're trying to bring some black to it, but all right.
No, but I wanted to ask you, like, has the black player been the forgotten minority in the game here in the States?
No, the poor player is the minority in this, is the forgotten man in this country, regardless of skin color or tone or what have you, or nation of origin. If you are poor, or if you are not even if you're poor, if you're not particularly well off,
If you're unable to pay or have your parents pay $3,500 a year
and that
for
ties in
soccer,
regardless of your
great
skin
with
tone.
what Zlatan had to say like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Regardless of your skin tone. And I'll be the first to admit, and it's gotten me in trouble with mostly people I don't care about, which makes it a lot easier. But it's gotten me in trouble with some people that I do care about, which is harder. It's certainly that the Galaxy has I would say, certainly recently, you can say forgotten about the black player, but well, you could say forgotten because they never posted anything for Black History Month, but they got their Pride Month stuff out of the way. You could say like the black player in Los Angeles, sure, but we've got a decent history. It's poor kids in this country. It's fucking impossible. It doesn't matter where. It genuinely doesn't matter where you're from in U.S. soccer. If you are poor, you're starting way behind the eight ball.
Yeah, if you're poor, you're probably not going to make it.
You're probably just not. Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you're poor and you are into soccer in this country, you're probably not going to make it. Because to get seen, for the most part, you need to have, you don't have to be rich, but you need to have ends. Like you need to have enough money where your parent can at least drive you to these games because they don't have to work on Saturday or Sunday. Like it's not a system built to, and it's the reason we keep failing. It's the reason nobody really gives a shit about the U.S. soccer system right now. Because we're not finding the poor kids that are playing to get out of that situation. We're playing a kid where whether they make it or not doesn't really matter. I love him. I love him. I love his family. I particularly love his old man. Jack McBean. Jack McBean wanted to make it. Jack McBean's old man wanted him to make it. Jack McBean didn't make it and landed on his feet the next week and was fine.
He grew up in the mean streets of Newport Beach, though.
But Jack McBean started Champions League games for us. Like Jack McBean started important soccer games for us.
Yeah.
And when it didn't work,
well, he was touted. He's going to be our guy.
he was your Giassi's artist.
Yeah.
Pre-Giassi's artist.
16.
Yeah.
Right?
He was your up and coming Galaxy player, local kid in the organization for a long time. We've been grooming him. We've been cultivating him. He's going to hit the ground. He started important games. And when it didn't work, he was fine. I don't want to speak on his emotional state and all that stuff, but monetarily, his dad moved almost immediately. Like there wasn't really a reason for him to hang out in the region anymore. Jack still lives in Newport. Like he's good. We haven't figured out how to tap into the poor kids playing in the streets, playing in the parks, playing pickup soccer. We haven't figured out how to get there and make those kids part of our environment and grab those kids and say, hey, it doesn't matter what you can pay to play in the academy.
Well, then you also have the U.S. soccer cutting academies now, and that happened. It's not helping.
I'll be honest. To a degree, I get that because of, I support Minneapolis SC in the USL 2. They've got an academy system. Like we're moving to a point where the clubs are developing their academy system, to a level where you don't necessarily need U.S. soccer to keep propping it up. You probably need it for the women's game. I would like U.S. soccer to get involved to help with scholarships for underprivileged kids to get into their local academies. That seems like a good use of their money. that they're unwilling to pay the women's national team with. Although, whatever. Like there's avenues to use the money that U.S. Soccer has at its disposal to help the academy game, to encourage clubs figuring this out. But, I'm black. Obviously, I care a lot about the Black Player Coalition, but no, the forgotten person in this country is poor children.
Well, what do you think the Black Player Coalition does for the black player, maybe kids coming up who are trying to get an MLS who are black? What do you think this does for them? Like, has there been an outline as to what they want to accomplish, or what
I think
their goal is?
From what I read on them, I think their overall outlook is they want a voice and they want a seat at the table discussing racial issues in Major League Soccer. So I think, at least, again, from what I read, and I could be wrong, and if you have, this is one of the rare times you're welcome to reach out. If you have a link that feeds into this or explains more their outlook, I would love to hear about it. My understanding is it's more like do you remember, it was a year or so ago, there was the rumors, we'll say, there was the allegations of far right-wing white supremacists in NYCFC, right? I think from what I read, it looks like they would like a say in.
That's an actual thing.
Oh yeah, that's like no.
And they were around before they got. I knew about them.
I'm trying to not have to have a conversation with somebody who's like, no, there's no white supremacists. Major League Soccer.
What's crazy is they were like the people that they're talking about are like Ecuadorian and like South American, like for real.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
something I've known about for a while, but yeah. But then there was like beyond that, there was Proud Boys in whatever, the Third Rail, I think. Whatever.
Third Rail.
Someone's gonna say it, but there's an actual supporters group that was made up of people that were of South American and Central American origin, who
specifically,
like
that. I think
who had known.
From what I read, like that's their outlook. From how I took it, they want if there's a conversation about what to do about white supremacists in NYCFC, they at least want a representative who's speaking on their behalf. So coming together to have a collective voice, which is going to make it louder than just Bill Hamid complaining, or just CJ Sapong complaining. Like CJ Sapong as a representative for X amount of black players in the league. That's my understanding. I don't know. It does still seem to be relatively new. It got announced on Juneteenth. Which is everyone's favorite holiday now. But it got announced on Juneteenth, and I think they're going to keep fleshing that out as over time. I did do a little bit of reading on it. The Institute of Diversity and Ethics in Sports gave Major League Soccer its highest score in 15 years of racial hiring with an A+ rating. It gave them a rating overall of 93.9% out of 100. It's the highest Major League Soccer has ever done in the time that they've been studying or analyzing their hirings. 40.9% of people in the league office are registered as of color, whatever that means today. It didn't specify black, but it was specified of color. Have
you met MLS, like people
league
from the
office?
MLS league office?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They send you the upper echelons, which I think in sports as a whole, not just in America, is dominated by white people. I will definitely agree with you. Probably 95% of MLS league representatives I've met are either white or Asian. That's just kind of the way. That's the world you live in. It doesn't really matter how you feel about it. That's the truth. But it seems like MLS overall so far does a pretty good job of hiring people of color in at their league offices. There's still work to do at senior levels, club level. I mean, we've joked several times of the Billionaires Boys Club that Klein & Co. kind of put up, and not a whole lot of melanin, but there's definitely some melanin in
Hey man, Pete's Greek.
Pete's Greek. He just doesn't work there anymore. But he doesn't work there anymore.
Mediterranean, bro.
They also fired him twice.
And then, what's his name's? No, he's not. What is Karofsky?
Karofsky is.
How about we not?
I'm just
limit
curious
these people
as to what.
to
I'm
their-
just curious as to what.
No, I have no.
You're going to hate my new game then. Jovan Karofsky. Jovan Karofsky is from Escondido, California.
I was just curious what
His heritage.
Yeah, exactly, but it's all good. It was whatever.
27.7% of people at the league office are people of color who work in professional administration. 17.2% work in senior administration. 37.5% of coaches in Major League Soccer are people of color, but that does the vast majority of which are from assistant coaching. I mean, it's a stat that if you look at sports around the country, Major League Soccer does stand out. If we're going to be fair, 46.4% of assistant coaches in Major League Soccer are some variation of a person of color. MLS.
It should be easier for soccer in this country, at least, for you to be more diverse in your hiring as far as coaching. Because you can get,
if anything, it's necessary
from anywhere.
But if anything, it's necessary. Like, there's only so many Kurt Onolfos going around. I love the guy, but there's only so many Dave Saracens going around. There's only so many opportunities where it's just the I don't want to upset anybody, but it's just the white American coach. If you're looking to branch out in your tactics,
Onolfo's Brazilian, all right?
Yes,
so,
he is.
Yeah,
Who are you telling? Do you know what city he was born in?
Sao Paulo.
Yeah, correct. That's
Can you name another Brazilian city?
Can I?
Brazil City.
Rio de Janeiro. Oh, Ed?
Yeah, because
There's more. There's Galaxy players that are born from different Brazilian cities.
Is that the only reason why you know any other Brazilian
Absolutely.
cities?
What's the point of knowing any other ones? In relation to the Galaxy, sir. But 46.4% of assistant coaches in the league are people of color. 61.7% of Major League Soccer players are people of color. Major League Soccer is a beautiful, diverse league. We have our pitfalls and our failings like everybody else does. I hope the Black Player Coalition, at a minimum, moves towards giving people who don't feel like they have a voice a seat at the table.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the major things they wanted to create with this coalition, is to have like a voice when it comes to things like racial inequality, things that come up with, hirings of people of color, like that for head coaches' jobs.
Like the Rooney Rule. Let's get it in Major League Soccer. Like something to incentivize teams to at least interview black candidates. And look, I personally care about whether they interview black candidates. I would love to see more Mexican coaches in Major League Soccer. I would love to see more. Please represent. I'm sure there is a Samoan coach that coaches soccer. He may not be amazing. Give him a shot.
It's not. No.
Nothing.
No.
Could he be worse than Frank Yallop?
I've been to the island.
You've been to the island. I went on a scouting mission.
My cousin's married to a guy who coaches it's called a club team, but they really don't have clubs out there. Come on, let's be honest.
Belize Defense Force, bro. You're always down.
But yeah, there's a Cruz Azul. Remember we looked that up?
Yeah.
There's a Cruz Azul in Samoa. But anyways, I'm with you on that. Like there's the opportunity to to be better. There's always an opportunity to be better.
Yes. We could use more head coaches for sure.
But I think if you look at MLS in comparison to other leagues and other sports in this country, we're at a pretty good footing compared to, like I said, compared to other leagues and sports.
We're not Italy. We're not Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, for the potential many failings of Major League Soccer, if you are caught being racist, being homophobic.
When was the last time you could think of a team getting in trouble for racist hiring practice? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. They might play 11 miles ahead of us. 11 miles.
What did they do? Oh, wait, what did
Chivas USA.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a. So I just found I have a follower on Twitter who listens to the show who started following the Galaxy in 2015. Like, they don't really know about this stuff. Chivas USA, and we make fun of Chivas USA as the pre-LAFC and all that. Chivas USA's hiring practice, and in Major League Soccer has all the roster rules it has now, probably more stringent back then. So they could only hire so many Mexican players, and they clearly wanted to. They came in saying they were going to be the Mexican.
But it wasn't
team.
about the players.
It was about the name.
Coaching staff.
Even if you look at the players,
everybody else in the front office, they didn't want.
Oh, the culling.
They want.
If
so,
you don't,
Robin Fraser
who was the coach.
The coach where he got fired, and then they said,
Well, the word was what's the guy's name? Jorge
Vergara.
Jorge Vergara.
He just died like not too long ago.
Well, he apparently walked in.
Huh?
Or maybe a year ago, yeah.
There was a report that he walked into like the executive office area that Chivas USA had and started speaking in Spanish. If you can't understand what I'm saying, like, you're fired. Because the goal was to create the Mexican soccer team.
Yeah.
But Major League Soccer's rules don't allow for that. And they ran their head against a wall trying to figure out ways to do it, like failed as an enterprise, because that had to be the way they were going to operate. I don't want to see anything close to that appear in Major League Soccer again. I would love to move away from deciding things about people based on where they were born. No one should be either attacked or defended based solely on where they were born. Message.
We shouldn't have ethnocentric clubs.
We shouldn't have ethnocentric clubs, but, we may not want to throw rocks in this glass house. So we'll go ahead and slide that to the side and leave it there. I'm going to go pee before we play the game, so you guys have fun.
All right.
I mean, I was trying to talk while you were like, hey, I'm going to go do this.
I know. That's why he said he was going to go pee.
But then
and
he
then
sat, put his headphones on. I was like, no, I got to listen. You got to help. You're not helping now. What are you talking about? You would have helped by going before this. But, it's all good.
So, Andrew,
I could have gone on a rant about Chivas USA, but it's all right, fine.
When are you going to start the Samoan Player Coalition?
There is actually a Samoan player in the league. I am blanking on his name right now, but he plays for Portland, or he did. He at least did last year. And he's a left back.
Yeah. He had, blonde, short hair, right?
No, he has brown hair.
No, it wasn't, dyed?
Oh, possibly. I don't know. I'm not up on my player hair like you are, apparently, but... My brother will say his name in the chat if he's listening. But yeah, I
haven't seen him on here.
Yeah, there are not very many Samoan players.
Bill Tuiloma.
Tuiloma, that's right. There you go.
Yeah, and see, look, the picture that pops up, him and blonde highlights in his hair.
Mark Hunt did it. He's a
Samoan
UFC
fighter. Guy. Yeah.
And all the other. Well, actually, bleaching your hair is somewhat of a common thing.
You should do it.
You see it out there.
Bleach the whole thing.
The haircuts out there and what they think is cool because they get it from New Zealand and Australia, what Australia and New Zealand think is cool, it kind of trickles down somewhat. They don't. It's bad.
It doesn't work.
It's bad. Yeah, I've been watching IT Crowd and there's an episode. I know it's really random, but
I love that show.
There's an episode.
Is it the IT Crowd or the IT Crowd?
It's the IT Crowd.
IT Crowd.
It's the It Crowd. He's the It Crowd.
Yeah.
He's the thing. Whatever. He's got lipstick on. He doesn't realize he has lipstick on, right? Or it's his lips are all pink or whatever. Doesn't realize it. And they're showing people on the street walking by and looking at him. And every single dude that looks at him has the stupidest fucking haircut. And they're in England, obviously. And I thought to myself, oh, this is 2005. If you were in any time in America, you were caught dead with these haircuts, you would get clowned on. But in England in 2005, it was cool to have real short hair and then point it at the top, or have the I guess it's a Manchester haircut where it's kind of long and shaggy, but it's shaped. It's shaped around your face. It's kind of long. It's kind of longer, but it's shaped on. James will tell us. He'll let us know.
James will figure it out.
Sorry, James, if I'm making fun of any of your friends with this kind of haircut, but it's true. You have that.
You can have that. Bro.
That's fucking nonsense.
That's
fucking nonsense.
That's fly in England in
lads.
Early 2000s, but here you would just get clowned on. I mean, look how many. Well,
you get clowned
80s,
on.
80s English players had froze. That was the shit.
Oh, we need to bring that shit back.
No,
I love
was
fucking cool.
I love the English player
wasn't good.
who has
good,
Ben's hair length on the top, but what is it, Bobby Charlton?
Bobby's
it's
don't talk shit about Bobby
rooster
Charlton.
hair, and he clearly
You're gonna get in trouble.
Come on, it's just let it go. Ben's still holding on to it.
The Liam Gallagher.
So one point to all that is that in England they have really bad haircuts, and I think Australia and New Zealand get their influence from there, and so it trickles down from there, and it's even worse. And then Samoa gets it even worse from trickling down from those shitty ideas. It's like a weird trickle down situation. Of
it doesn't work.
Ideas.
I don't know if you know this. Trickle down doesn't work.
The island gets fucked with bad haircuts. They think fro mullets are a cool thing.
Jose Orozco in the YouTube says, "Imagine getting runoffs of what Australia thinks is cool."
Yeah, exactly. That's
not a good call.
What I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Benjamin, do you want to move on to the lightning round, sir?
Pew pew pew
pew pew pew pew pew pew pew pew pew.
Our first lightning round question comes from
Oh, I like my haircut.
Shashi's 26. So, what would be better?
Shady Nasty.
Shady Nasties.
All right, we'll go with Shady Nasty.
It's Shadynasty.
Shadynasty.
What would be a better fit, a CR7 or two mids like Pastore and James?
A better fit?
Yeah, for the Galaxy.
What would we choose, or what would be better for this team?
You can go with either.
Well, you're the
Take your
producer. You pick.
Take your pick. Well, what do you think? What would be better?
That's
or
a tough question.
What would you prefer?
I really want James.
Yeah, just go with
If
what
I
you
could
prefer
have-
then. What would you prefer?
If I could have a Cam and James, That would be, oof. I don't know. It's got to be Ronaldo. It's got to be. You have to.
I mean, any argument you make, it's got to be
have
Ronaldo.
I mean, yeah.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Like what? That's what plays better?
Well,
what works better?
The question is, it's vague. It's like what fits better, but what do you mean by fits?
What I mean, if you're saying what fits in the rest of the roster, James and Javier Pastore fit better. Like what James Rodriguez and Javier Hernandez should be able to do would be fucking incredible. Would be incredible. I mean, my balls tingle at the idea of it. That would just be lovely, lovely, lovely. But as the Galaxy, Cristiano Ronaldo is the answer to every question you have ever asked since David Beckham left. Like
in this situation, Ronaldo fits every other box
Yeah.
except for the field, and even on the field, I think it's enough
Yeah.
to fit that box.
if you tell me I have to play him at left back instead of Insua, then I play him at left back.
All day.
If you tell him I got to put him in goal instead of Bingham, that's easy anyway. Like, tell me where Ronaldo is going to play on the field, and that's the right spot for him. It's a home run, and if you're looking for a bright spot in the coronavirus, it's that Serie A is going to need money, and Ronaldo pays a lot. He gets paid a fuck ton of money, and our check's always clear.
Didn't Juve just buy a player for like 80-something million?
They bought Arthur from Barcelona, Arthur Melo from Barcelona for I think it was $82 million.
Yeah, Juve's fine though. I think it's all the other clubs that are not. Literally every other club.
No, but you know what?
Juve's going to be okay to pay Ronaldo.
Everyone is fine. Everyone's fine until they're not. Like everyone is every club in the world is looking. Real Madrid let him go. Like Manchester United let him go. Big teams are willing to move him on when it's time. It might be time for them. I don't know Juve's finances, but I know they're moving Aaron Ramsey out, or they're looking to sell Aaron Ramsey now because they need to make some money. They have a lot of big wages on their bill.
In the YouTube, oh my god, I just saw Andrew walk by on the stream. The 3252 would become the 52 if we sign Cristiano Ronaldo.
Just the 5-2.
That's from Bixby on the YouTube live chat.
Yeah, if I'm looking at the full 11, if I'm looking at the full complement, the full roster, it's Javier Pastore and James Rodriguez.
You get more bang for your buck. I mean, I would assume.
Yeah,
on field.
But it's Ronaldo.
Yeah,
but it's Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen James do anything that makes me think he can touch Cristiano Ronaldo, even at this stage of his career, in years and years.
All right, Benjamin. Next question, sir. General
Bixby wants to know who gets the first hat trick at the COVID Cup tournament, Zubac or Tom Smart?
So disrespectful. It's so disrespectful to Ethan Zubac, someone who might actually play there. With all due respect to the legend that is Tom Smart.
I think the better question is who actually gets a goal in the tournament.
I wish Javier came back like Felcher, because he would destroy it. He would destroy that whole tournament if he came back like Felcher.
Felcher's just
he's a monster.
Yeah, he's insane.
We have in the YouTube chat Gordon Wild. That's actually not a crazy shout. Like any defender is going to be guarding Hernandez like crazy, and you knew going in he was all we had.
Mm-hmm.
Pavon, assuming
shout out for Nick Depew.
Assuming Pavon stayed healthy, I would love to see that guy match fit against a bunch of dudes who have not played competitive soccer for 100 days at Major League Soccer level. I would love to see it. It's got to be.
I have heard that everyone is fit.
Everyone's fit,
including
top to bottom.
Acosta.
Danilo Costa.
Really? We got him back. Oh shit!
Everybody's fit.
He's got a chance. Good for him.
That's what I was told.
Well, we got a good backup left back finally.
Good for him.
That's what I heard.
We had Didi Traore. He's all right.
All right, Benjamin. Next question.
Alberto Diaz, how would you rate DTK's time with the Galaxy so far?
I feel like we get this every
we get it every now and then.
Again.
At least once a month, I think.
I stick it a solid B, maybe B minus, B plus.
You can't give him an A for sure.
I can't give him an A.
Yeah.
I don't. If it wasn't Hernandez, if it was a name I was surprised we were able to go out and get. We were rumored to what's the kid at Manchester City, Kun Aguero. We were rumored to Aguero. That would have probably got me an A. Given that he's in with a chance for Premier League Golden Boot in even this stage of his career. I think he's 3 or 4 goals off, something like that.
I think for Pavone alone, you got to give him a B plus. Like it's harsh to
Yeah.
It's harsh to give him anything less than that just because of how that Pavone transfer worked out for us. I mean, it didn't work out for us in us winning, but
I felt like it was a
we
little
had a
more.
second option last year.
It worked out as best
that
as it
was
could.
Alone.
It worked out as best as it could.
It wasn't a DP, so yeah.
Like it's not crazy to say he'd be our top goal scorer right now if we kept playing. Certainly based on how everything was. I mean, he is our top goal scorer right now. But based on how it was going, the idea that he's our top goal scorer doesn't seem crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think B is a good
fair.
shout out. Yeah, I think
There's
fair.
room to grow. He hasn't been terrible by a stretch. He had to fix a lot of bad things, but you know what, DTK, he's still on the hook for a couple things. Still on the hook for not having a backup striker. Still on the hook for not having an attacking midfielder. Still on the hook for not having depth on either wing. Still on the hook for not really having despite spending a lot of money, not really having a partner for Jonathan. Still on the hook for struggling to find a center back to bring in who's going to pair with Giancarlo, who spent a lot of money, who hasn't been great.
Yeah, I feel like B's and how you're talking
no.
me
Yeah,
like the scene.
I was going to say.
Well, no, but I mean, some of those, like the center mid partner, is not his fault. He's saddled with the
Corona's
people
his
that
dude.
He's saddled with people from before.
Corona's his guy.
And Gonzalez is his dude.
Corona's his guy. Gonzalez, Giancarlo Gonzalez is his dude.
For partner with Jonah.
No. But looking at the roster as a whole, like, he has to own the fact that we didn't replace Fabio Alvarez. He has to own that we didn't replace Uriel Antuna because you either replaced Alessandrini with Katai or you replaced Antuna with Katai. You can't replace both of them with one guy. Like, it's still on him that Gordon Wild, who we talked about last week, is our three backup strikers. And granted, Hernandez doesn't have a long history of getting injured, but our three backup strikers is Gordon Wild, USL guy, Cameron Dunbar, likely USL guy, or at least Galaxy Academy guy, and Ethan Zubak, USL guy. Like, that's on him. As the builder, he was saddled with issues for a long time.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the center mid partners.
Just the center mid partner?
Just the center mid. He had people that were there already before he got there.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's, that particular position is fair to criticize him for. He's stuck. I mean, he may not like Leggett, but Leggett's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That contract's there. I mean, he brought in Joe Corona.
He brought in Corona. He didn't bring in
I
Kitchen.
mean, come on.
And Sasha. I mean, he's still.
Sasha, jury's out. We'll
We
see.
don't know. We actually.
That's the thing. If Sasha works out, for me, and all honesty, Sasha works out, it moves him up to an A-, because that's a get for low value that you pulled from a rival, because your rival made apparently a huge offer and a whole presentation.
But he's like, I play with Bob Bradley. Nah, fuck that.
I could play with Chivas USA, or I can do what I've wanted to do since 2007, 2008. Like, if Sasha works out, that's great. If Junie worked out, that would have been great. And he doesn't lose anything for Juninho. He doesn't lose anything for Juninho.
We know what Juninho was.
But for me, he
I'm
loses.
pretty sure it wasn't his pick.
He loses for $700,000 in Polenta, who was upper echelon okay, but okay. Giancarlo, who hasn't been okay by any stretch of the imagination, not a regular partner for Giancarlo, so it's either Steris or it's Depew as his backup. Not getting a regular partner for Jonathan. Like, you're wasting time of Jonathan if you're not getting a regular partner for him.
In the live chat, Bixby does bring up that he did sign Katai. Or he, as he puts it, Katai.
But you know what? Look, you can't. How do you blame him for what's going on in his house?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that are upset with the Galaxy still because of not vetting him more closely.
Because he didn't wear the Pride jersey.
What
other evidence?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, like
you have conversations with these people before you sign them.
Is that?
I understand that. I think that's reaching.
Yeah, is that do you go to the players like, hey, was this guy ever mean to you, or was that's not part of
I do think it's pretty telling that nobody came out and was like, no, Katai is
Zero
a good
people.
dude.
Not
none
one.
of them. None of them.
A couple people did. They're all the Galaxy fans that you probably assume are
No,
a little
I mean
borderline.
like players that played with Katai. People that played with Katai.
He's a poison chalice.
CJ Sapong came out. Well, CJ Sapong?
CJ Sapong.
Come out and said that, he didn't look me in the eye for like 2 months.
2 months.
I think there was a couple other people that maybe echoed sentiments of that, but it's pretty telling that not one person. He's been here 3 years, 2 years. This will be his third
Major
year.
League Soccer is third year. Yeah.
So
Chicago people didn't come in as.
Yeah, you went through a lot of. There's no. Yeah.
But if it makes you feel better, I got a lot of borderline people sending me an assist that he had to CJ Sapong, so he's definitely not racist. I don't know if you know. All lives matter now because Katai served a pass to CJ Sapong.
But I mean, I think
idiots.
calling out the Galaxy for not properly vetting him before, they will definitely vet people now for sure.
We talked about it on here.
Before that, I don't know that it's necessarily on him, on DTK for signing Katai.
I'll go the opposite direction. 4 months ago, it was a genius masterstroke that he got Katai non-DP. So if you're giving DTK the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know Katai and his family, allegedly, potentially were racist, which I'm not saying that as a black person. I'm saying that as someone temporarily working in media right now, allegedly a racist. If you're assuming DTK didn't know that, it was a home run 4 months ago. Like what? He found out he was a racist, and they cut him before they even knew whether they were getting the money back, whether they knew they were going to have the money to operate and move forward. They were like, we still don't want you. Doesn't matter whether we get the roster, whether we get all that shit back. We don't want you. Got to go.
But that was why it took so long to announce that they were cutting him.
Yeah, because they tried to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I know personally that when they cut him, they did not have an answer as to what was happening with his money.
Same. Yeah.
Like, how do you come on? DTK as the dude, if you're against Katai, as the guy, as the main man who runs the Galaxy, DTK was like, bounce that fool. We'll figure out the money tomorrow. He got A-. Yeah, it's good people.
Another lightning round question.
Yes, if the Galaxy all-time best 11 was a song, what would it be?
If the Galaxy all-time best 11 was a song, what would it be?
Baby, come back.
Oh, God. You could blame it all on me.
That's from Dan 13 Dog Tag.
Luther Vandross, never too much.
Because we're like 5 years, 6 years.
We're coming up on the longest.
From one of the best teams ever.
Oh, at worst, I used to have the amount of days. We're coming up on the longest stretch the Galaxy's had without an MLS Cup. Which seems weird because we talk about the first to five and all that stuff.
It took them kind of forever to get their first one.
But it was 96 to 2002.
That's fair.
6 years.
That's true. And we don't look like we're going to win it right now.
It's like it's 6,000 and something days. I don't remember the number. But if we haven't surpassed it, we're coming up on. I'll figure it out and I'll tweet it out.
Ed, you got a song?
I want it all. I want it all.
Yeah.
I want it all.
You see, did everybody win?
I want it.
What are you putting? You putting Hartman in the back?
If I want to win a trophy,
But I mean, like if you're picking your, whoa,
I put Pinedo. I mean, for skill, I'm put Pinedo. But
Whoa!
Pinedo won one title.
Cancel it.
I'll time 11. Yeah, you got to do Hartman.
Pinedo won. Hold on, defend your position. Pinedo won one title.
I'm talking about skill level. I put Pinedo.
All right, that's fair. But yeah, if it's Pinedo, champion, left back, Donovan, probably, right? Assume Dunny, Cole, Dunny/Cole. Well, Dunny champion, Cole not a champion. You're trying to win something. You want it all, it'd be
Yeah,
Donovan.
Dunny multiple championships.
Who's your center backs?
Are we doing all time right there?
Real quick, just a breeze real quick. Don't overthink it.
Rookie year, Omar.
Okay. Omar Berhalter Omar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pre-DP Omar.
Franklin on the right.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You could say Ezra, but Franklin on the right, yeah.
Kobe left mid.
Pair him with Frazier.
Yeah.
He was trying to pair him with Frazier.
That's what I was thinking.
Kobe left mid. Landon up top. CN in the hole.
Junie next to him.
Beckham and CDM.
Yeah.
Who can you say is a right wing?
I would put Kobe on the right and put Landon on the left.
Landon on the right.
Put Landon on the left, put Kobe on the right.
Okay.
Put Donovan up top, and then Keno up top. If you're trying to win something.
Yeah, it'd have to be.
You said
Landon
twice.
and Donovan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, if you want to win, put Zlatan on that team. You're still gonna win some shit. You can just go on all champions. That's one
Don
thing.
Oven.
Don
Yeah.
Oven. Yeah, get two of them. Clone that bitch.
Yeah, Landon on the left, Cian and Beckham in the middle, Kobe on the right, Keane.
That is a disgusting.
Keane, you
team.
gotta put Zlatan. You gotta have
Keane
to
and
have
Zlatan.
He went, It's not his fault.
Can you
He
imagine
definitely
Keane and
wasn't his fault.
Zlatan as your
Yeah,
top
but I
two
mean, just look
strikers?
at the amount of goals he
Gross.
scored in the short amount of time.
I don't.
This year.
This is the thing. If Keane and Zlatan were up top, the amount of dehydration I would have from sweating alone. We don't have to talk about everything else, but just from sweating, the amount of dehydration I would have watching that team. My God, I would need an IV bag.
Benjamin. Next question. He's dying over here.
I see in the YouTube chat, Donovan over Cole all day.
By our good friend Scott.
Vegan Scotty.
Vegan Scott. Vegan gamer.
Anything next, Ben?
Yeah, taking into account that the MLS health director is, it's not a matter of if, but when someone will get the Rona in this tournament. Which ref is more likely to get it? Baltimore Toledo, Ted Uncle, or Bazakos?
I said Uncle, but that's just because he looks like a guy like that could be poorly. Like, he just looks like...
Doesn't take care of himself?
Yeah, he just looks like a guy that's going to be... I don't know.
If it was my choice, I would have went with, like, Jair Marufo, but...
That's a good call. I went Baldomero. I think he's reffed the third most of all of our games. He loves to get involved in it.
Isn't he the heaviest?
Yeah, but he's also, like, I don't know. I feel like he's so, like, insane and intense that he would just, like, I'm going to beat this in a day.
And then he'd end up dead.
He's like, I'm gonna work past this. I'm gonna work out until this coronavirus is dead.
All I need
because I need to give bad penalties away.
I need Tylenol and Jesus, and I'll be fine.
All right, that's all we got, man.
Wait. There's one more after that question.
There's one more?
Oh, there was
look further down.
Mary F. Kill on that same list.
Oh, God.
You didn't see that one?
No, it's...
So on the same ref list, you'd have Mary F. Kill, Toledo, what's the other ones?
Ted Uncle.
Ted Uncle, and then Bazakos.
And, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah,
you want to go, Andrew? You seem up for this one.
I mean, I have an answer.
Go for it, yeah.
I'd marry Ted Uncle because I feel bad for him. I don't know. There's
But
something
then
about him. He just
give
seems
you
like
the
a
Rona,
depressing...
though.
He seems like a depressing character. His life seems somewhat... I don't know.
Doesn't Ted Uncle sound like a name like of a pedo?
He's like a Job character to me. I think he's like a Job character.
That was
He's
That
had
was
life.
ITT radio band.
He's had life get him down, and he's been dishing that out on the MLS fields because life has gotten him down.
He blew himself.
I'd probably kill Toledo, just because I don't know. Just because he's
good. Somebody's got to go.
Yeah, it's just not good. Gets him off the pro ref roster, and then maybe marrying Ted Uncle gets him off the pro ref.
Sounds like it.
Russell, and then that guy. Yeah, I mean, he's probably the most attractive of the three. Fotis. Yeah. There you
All
go.
right. Such
That's
a weird. That's such a.
What a disturbing
end to the
twist
show.
that this show took.
Yeah, that was weird.
And that's saying something, really.
Yeah, I put a lot of thought into that, okay? Can you guys...
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Can you
No,
give
you're
me-
good.
It's
give
your
us some credit?
opinion, so you're not wrong.
This
I
is 2020, man.
Yeah, it's all you, bro. Benjamin, do you want to play our game show music? Because we're about to play. No, your his. Oh, do it all together.
Oh, I mean,
Nah,
that's something you got to let us
Benjamin,
know.
Yeah,
we
was that
need to get
something
that.
we should...
You got to let us know going in.
Benjamin, you should get that sound clip of us of like having that like Wheel of Fortune style.
Alrighty, ready, gentlemen. We should go through the rules again, right?
So if you haven't heard the show or played with us, thank you to Fredo last time playing this game with us. He got a nice
Should play.
Squadcast hat and stickers that I sent out to him for just participating.
Make a call for game player bid? No,
Our phone's not working.
phone's not working. Oh shit! Sorry, Scotty. Scotty wanted to call in and play.
Yeah, Google Voice is
It's all
messing up.
wonky.
Mad tripping.
So if you
even when I called last time, I couldn't hear you guys for shit. I couldn't.
So weird.
So if you've never heard the show when we play this game or at all, had no knowledge of the game, we have Chris. I'm not going to put myself in that. Christopher compiled the entire list
You don't even have access to this.
of Galaxy players, their origins of where they were born, the number they had on the Galaxy, the stats, the minutes, goals, assists, cards,
Shots on goal.
shots on goal,
Fouls committed.
anything you could think of. This guy has a entire. I know.
Oh,
don't
sorry.
move it. Don't
I
move
forgot
it.
it's delicate. It's delicate.
And he picks a player, makes 3 questions. The third one is the hardest. Second one is the
Second one's a little moderate.
little moderate, and the first
First
one
cut
is
is
the last
the
one is going to be you should be able to get it easy.
Yes, that's the goal.
And so each level is different points. So the first question is 3 points.
You get it on 3. So the 3-point question will mostly be
The hardest one.
the hardest one. It will require you to have a base of Galaxy knowledge. It's gettable. You just have to read it as often as I do. If you have some of the
But no
knowledge,
one has access to it, so you know.
hey, no, I'll
Especially not his best friend, right?
I'll tell you this straight up.
Galaxy History has access.
He does not, but he will soon. Everything that I've amassed is public information. You can go get this all yourself. The fact that you've chosen not to is your business, not mine. I wanted it, so I made it. That's all. And don't worry,
It's his life work, but you could have done it too.
it took me like a month.
Whoa,
What?
You've been talking about this shit
Of compiling it or like
for
the
a
entire
minute.
time?
Of compiling it. Compiling this one, it took me about a month.
Anyways,
Either way.
yeah.
Again,
Anyways.
public information. If
That's
you'd like to go get it, you can. It's just a matter of coupling it all together. Anywho, if you get it on the first one, you get 3 points. Get it on the second one, you get 2 points. Get it on the last question. By the last question, I'm practically walking you there. That's the way I choose to look at it. I'm trying to figure out how, even after all these months of playing it, how I can streamline it, make it nice and easy. I think I figured it out. Mostly I want to educate. I do want to teach. I want the Galaxy fans to be the most knowledgeable fan base about their club. But I want it to be fun. So the way we're going to try to do this, the first 2 players, we're going to do 3 players every week or every other week whenever we get to play. The first 2 players should be in your wheelhouse. Not just for the contestants sitting in here with me, but the people listening at home should be in your wheelhouse. Going to be relatively noteworthy, popular Galaxy players. On the 3rd player, I'm going to try to add a couple extra questions in for more points. And that person's going to be a little more obscure. So if you can grab that person, even if you're down, even if Ed gets the first 2, you should have a shot just by the last guy, if you can get it. We also have a tiebreaker this week. I'm going to try to do a new tiebreaker every week in the event you guys do end up tied, so we don't end up in situations like we did, I think, the last 2 or 3 times we played. Any questions, gentlemen?
Nope.
No, but before we begin, since the phones aren't working, if you want to play this game, send us an email, show@riotsquadcast.com or riotsquadcast@gmail, and let us know.
Ben won't read it.
I will read it. I'm just mute his mic for the whole damn game.
Do it.
He'll yell.
Do it.
He's just yelling.
I'll stand in front of the camera.
You'll duck under it.
No,
You send us an email, and we'll give you a call when it's time for the game.
Yeah, because we would like to get to a point where it's Ben and Ed and Andrew, if he's in, versus a at-home player. And I'm trying to streamline it and make it a little easier for the people at home, so you're not as concerned about your knowledge. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be about building knowledge and teaching you guys a little bit about the long form history of your club. So we're gonna try to have a little bit more fun with it. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Let's go. Let's do this.
So you remember, if you're ready to answer, shout out your name before you answer the question. You get one response per round.
Oh.
If you get it wrong, you're eliminated. Ready to go.
Yeah, I'm not looking at YouTube. You can see. No YouTube.
I
Andrew
can't see, but Andrew will judge you.
Andrew will judge me.
Yeah, just close the tab.
No, I'm not gonna close the tab.
Close the YouTube
Yeah,
tab.
close
Man.
the tab.
No,
Born
you close your laptop.
January 12th, 1969. Oh, sorry. For the 3-point question, I'm going to give players that they've played with, 2 from other clubs and 1 from their time with the Galaxy. So it should help you narrow it down a little bit. Born January 12th, 1969, I have played with Tim Howard, John Harkes, and Harut Karapetian.
Read it one more time.
Born January 12th, 1969, I have played with Tim Howard, John Harkes, and Harut Karapetian. Ben.
Robin Fraser.
Incorrect. Great guess.
Ed. Kurt Adolfo.
Incorrect.
Paul Caliglieri.
Paul Caligieri. Incorrect. Great guess.
I can never say his name.
Yeah, it's not your fault. So for 2 points, gentlemen. Do you want me to read the first one again, or are you good?
No, you're good.
Okay.
If we ask, we're gonna get it in.
For 2 points, gentlemen, I am the first number 29 and the second number 9 in Galaxy history. I'm the 7th highest Galaxy goal scorer in history with 30 goals in 50 league matches between 1996 and 1998.
Ed. Hermosillo.
Incorrect.
Ben.
Years are incorrect. Yeah.
Hurtado.
For 2 points. Big.
Fuck, man.
Benjamin.
God damn it. Fucking
Which
knew that.
he apparently, I got like really excited when he followed me on Instagram, not realizing he follows like everybody.
Follows everyone who follows him. For 1 point, born in Esmeraldas, Ecuador, I am one of 2 Ecuadorian Galaxy players in history. Played with Tim Howard and John Harkes at New York Metro Stars.
29 fucked me up.
29 was his first number. He wore 9 for 2 games in 1998.
That's what got it for me, was 29.
Oh, well, okay, never mind. Really? You only played 9 for 2 games?
He wore number 9 for 2 games before he got traded in 1998. But he wore 29 for his first
All right, that's fucking me up.
his
then.
first run. Yeah.
I thought Hurtado was a 9.
No, for half a
really?
second.
Yeah.
Yeah, half a second. Ready, gentlemen. Ben on the board for 2 points. You got your point. I like it. You're keeping track.
When he scores.
Born March 30th, 1981. I have played with Frankie Hayduk, Stuart Holden, and Andreas Herzog.
What's the date again?
Born March 30th, 1981. I have played with Frankie Hayduk, Stuart Holden,
Ed.
Ed.
John Wolniak.
Incorrect. Wow, that is a shout.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Chris Albright.
Incorrect.
Todd Donovan.
Incorrect. Wearing number 27, I scored 4 goals and registered. Frankie Hayduk played in 2 places. Stuart Holden played in 1. Wearing number 27, I scored 4 goals and registered 2 assists in my 40 appearances between 2004 and 2006.
Say it again.
Wearing number 27, I scored 4 goals and registered 2 assists in my 40 appearances between 2004 and 2006. Ba-da-ba. It's my favorite part of the music break. Oh, we got stumped faces right here, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to keep some sort of time here, Tucker.
Yeah, you can go to the
You
next one.
passing?
Yeah.
For 1 point, I fear this isn't going to help you. For 1 point, I and Mubarak Chisoni are the only Zimbabwean Galaxy players in history.
Oh,
Oh, don't throw your hands up, Andrew. We got a guess.
Ed.
Ed,
Nguyen.
my man. For 1 point, Joseph Nguyen, one of 2 Zimbabwean players in Galaxy history. Him and Mubarak Chisoni.
Never got that.
Yeah, good call.
So we got 2 points for Ben, 1 point for Ed.
Yeah.
This question, gentlemen, as our third one, has 4 points available. There's a bonus question. This is something.
Should have known you were going to do. You do this like every time.
But no, now it's codified. I went into it saying I'm going to give some extra points in the
Alright.
last one so you have a
Said at the
chance.
beginning.
This is one you would probably need to know off the top of your head. For the third person, I'm going to try to make it, if it's not a current Galaxy player, someone who is relatively recent. Let's for now cap relatively recent at, let's say 6 years, 7 years, somewhere around there.
So he played 2014, you say?
He could have.
That's the year that he played.
He could have. That's up to you. That's up to you to guess. Is he an MLS Cup champion? I don't know. For 4 points, born in 1992 in Indianapolis, Indiana, I am technically only 7 years old.
So he was born on leap year. I was gonna say
Okay,
leap year.
fucking genius there, Ed.
Yeah.
Way to figure. You know what? You nailed that clue, Ed.
Hey, stop stalling, bitch.
I will confirm to you, there is one Galaxy player in history who was born on leap year. Or leap day. I guess it's leap day.
81.
Yeah, can you repeat the clue?
92.
Absolutely. 92.
Oh, sorry.
81.
This is the last one. Sorry.
For 4 points, born in 1992 in Indianapolis, Indiana, I am technically only 7 years old.
Hmm.
Ben.
Ben,
Mikey Stevens.
incorrect.
Is that recent?
Mikey Stevens.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
recent?
I guess
Mikey
it's not
Stevens,
recent.
what? 20? Yeah.
I'm
It
trying to
wouldn't
think
fall.
of Midwest guys.
I don't think it would fall into
Yeah.
I can't think of any other Midwest guy.
Either. Andrew.
Andrew.
Charlie Rugg.
Incorrect. It's great, guys. Michael Stevens from Hinsdale, Illinois.
Yeah, I thought it was.
He's
another
a
guy.
Chicago boy.
Pass.
Ed, pass?
Yeah.
Andrew,
I guess.
did you guess? For 3 points. This one will help out a little bit. For 3 points, I have played with Andy Nahar, Sam Nicholson, and Ola Kamara. You guys answer this, you will win outright. For 4 points, born 1992 in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am technically only 7 years old. For 3 points, I have played with Andy Nahar, Sam Nicholson, and Ola Kamara. Ben has been accused of cheating in the YouTube chat several times.
Andrew. Perry Kitchen.
For 3 points from
Yeah.
downtown to win the mofo.
I was trying
My
to think
man.
I
of
was
it.
like,
Good
Pontius
job.
is too old. Pontius is too old to be that.
I was like DC and then Columbus. I'm like, who?
Yeah.
But then you play with
Not
Kamara in
Columbus.
Galaxy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Third player is for the is at the Galaxy.
Yeah, yeah.
For 2 points, I am the 9th number 2 in Galaxy history with 4 assists over my 3 seasons. And for 1 point, I am the first American captain in Hearts of Midlothian history before my move to Randers of Denmark.
Nice.
Perry Kitchen. Well done, sir.
Well done, Andrew.
Well
do I
done.
get?
Well done.
Is there another beer here? I'll take a beer as a prize.
You can have it. I would like, gentlemen, if we can. I would like to. We're not going to play it, but I would like to test the waters a little bit. See what you guys think. I haven't came up with a name yet. I think I want to go with like Round the Room or something like that because it's something where you all can take part even if it's not your guess. So if you'll suffer me for a little bit, I would like you to. I don't know if I want to swing out with this one, but I would like you to wager a guess. Have we had more players from Jamaica or from Sweden?
Sweden.
Counter guess?
I'll say Jamaica.
Say Jamaica. Ben, you're correct.
How many more?
Yeah, the
How
other
many
so,
how many Jamaicans can you name?
Oh man,
Come on, Ben.
3 or 4 maybe.
I need a number. 3 or 4 is not.
All
a
right,
number.
I'll go. I think
Yeah,
I
just
can name
name
3.
You name 3.
I think Tyrone Marshall's
Ed.
obvious.
Why would
Yeah.
you give him away?
Well,
Ed.
because it's
Ed or
obvious.
Andrew? Would you like? Can you better that?
Can I name more Jamaican players than 3? No.
There have been 4.
No, I can't. I would have loved if there was 3.
Yeah, I would have told
Because
you.
because I didn't think there was that many Jamaican players. I think I would remember more than 2 Jamaican players.
Name the players, Ben.
But I know
You're
that
gonna
there
make him
was
name him. Ben.
Ishizaki,
So you.
Zlatan.
Fraser,
In
Marshall,
the theory
and
of
Ricketts.
this, in the theory of this, you
Oh,
would get
Ricketts,
you would
duh.
get 1 point. Hang on, you would get 1 point for correctly guessing whether it was Jamaicans or Swedes, and then you would be available to get an additional point for each one you can name, as long as you're not beaten by somebody else. So even if he got a point for his 1, if you can name 4, well, he can only name 3.
But he'd have to name all of them to get the
he would
point.
have to name. He would have to name all of however many he believes he can name to receive his 1 point.
Right.
So if he wins his 1, if he says Jamaica, and he's right, and he gets his 1 point, and I say, Ben, how many can you name? And he says 3. Ed, how many can you name? I got 4. You get his 4. You get the 4 points. He also doesn't get his 1 point. So for some of these, it's going to get pretty big. For
So-
some, of,
No, I'm trying to understand. So if you say it is 4 or 5, whatever, 5,
let's say it's 4. Let's stick with Jamaica. Say it's 4.
you get a single point for each one you get right,
Correct.
even if you got only 3 out of the 4.
I think you should still
As
get,
long as he can't be bettered. So if he says I can do 3 and you can't do 3, and you ask him to name those 3, he can stroll out of there with 4 points. If he says Jamaica and he says 3 and you say 4, you get your 4 points. He doesn't get the 1 point he got for getting Jamaica. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think you should still get the 1 point for getting to Jamaica.
Yeah.
I think you should.
You got to better.
I think you have to.
How you gonna you pick a number
No,
and
I
it's a
think you
guess?
got to challenge the person that says they can name whatever amount of players. If they can, they don't get anything. Or if they can't, I mean, they don't get anything.
So if it's a
I
shot
feel
in the
like
dark,
if
he
you can
loses
name
it.
2,
I feel like
Yeah.
this is
But if
definitely
you
an
can
off
name
the mic
2,
conversation we should be
yeah.
having.
No, but it's all right.
Inside
Interesting.
baseball, man.
Yeah.
Inside the squad.
So real quick, give me your. You say you can do 3.
Yeah.
Give me
Well,
your.
we just gave it to
Yeah.
him.
Well, which is
He's
why I
also
didn't want
reading-
you to speak
he's also
when
reading
someone
the-
else got picked.
He's also reading the YouTube comments, but you know,
Am
it's all
I?
good.
How?
I mean, it's
Boom.
all right.
Called.
No.
And
I
we've
said-
called
What-
3
what-
of them already. So.
What's-
Yeah, I called 3 of them earlier.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I said
But this is why you shouldn't speak
yes, I
when no
did.
one's talking to you.
It's fine.
I said Ricketts, Marshall,
Hey,
and
you should
Fraser.
have warned me that this is
And
going
can
to
you
be
do a
thing
fourth?
here.
If I could have done a 4th, I would have said 4.
That's fair enough. Winston Griffith was the
Okay.
fourth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Jamaican
came up
bass
not
player.
too long ago. That was, yeah.
I feel like it's a name that pops up every now and again. We've had, if you're wondering, we've had 3 Swedish players.
It's a very
Anybody?
Hold on,
Jamaican
I can name 2.
Give me him.
I can name 2. I ordered
Wilhelmsen and Ishizaki, and then Zlatan. So there's all 3.
Ishizaki,
Yeah.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then you got 4.
Oh,
You got
Just
me
got
beat.
robbed, man.
Oh, you're right,
man.
Stockholm. Well, then, you still would have been right. 4 either side.
It's the same amount, but who are the other Swedish players?
Zlatan,
Wilhelmsson.
Christian Wilhelmsson, and Mika Virtanen.
That's it.
Oh, Mika Virtanen. Fuck, he did come up as
Mika
one of the.
Virtanen.
He just came up
He
like
was
that's
one of the things.
Number 3.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying it. If you want to take one more quick step.
I think we got to question the database now.
More you shouldn't.
He didn't know that Ishizaki was.
You got to question the
Swedish
search.
player.
The search. Mexican players born in Mexico,
Oh jeez.
players born in Mexico, or players born in Los Angeles.
Oof.
Los Angeles proper.
I would
Like
At
Los
least
Angeles.
this is
LA,
mind
like
you,
city of
mind
LA.
you, mind you. This is what that player claimed. So this is the database Major League Soccer has for their registration of Galaxy players.
So not Inglewood.
This is the not Inglewood, not Sun
Redlands,
Valley, not
not-
Redlands, not Ontario, not Newport Beach. These are players who registered Los Angeles as their place of birth for the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mexicans then.
Yeah.
People from Mexico.
I think I'd do the
Players.
same.
I'll go with Instagram. I'll say LA.
Say LA, Mexico is correct. We've
Yeah.
had 12 players born in the country of Mexico, 11 players born in Los Angeles. Los Angeles proper. At least as far as they're claiming.
Heart of the city.
In the heart of the city. And we can leave those people for a different day.
in the chat just said, so he was born in the heart of the city.
Yeah. we can leave those players for another day. But yeah, as a stat I found fascinating. We've had one more player born in the fine city of Mexico, or fine country of Mexico rather. And 11 Galaxy players born, at least claiming that they were born in Los Angeles.
I like the game, Tuck. I do.
Yeah.
It needs some
Streamlined.
tinkering.
Yeah, I think it does need some tinkering. I think it needs to be like, because there is a game like that where
The Wikipedia game.
I can name more than you can. All right, call him, and if you can't, then and you can name the amount that you named, you get the point. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Like I say 3, he says 4. He can't do 4. I say the 3 that I know, and even the ones that he said, I get the point. You know what I mean?
I'm in. Again. I want to make this list work.
I'm also really upset with myself that I didn't think of Ricketts. I went the 2 Jamaicans that I knew, it's Tyrone Marshall and Frazier, and then he was like Ricketts. I'm like, holy shit! How the fuck did I forget about
Donovan Ricketts, yeah.
Yeah, we used to sing Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah.
For Ricketts.
Borderline racist. We're also working on some Patreon things. I'm going to start doing some all-time Galaxy Best 11s, just personal opinion, from various regions. So I'm going to do a South American Galaxy Best 11, UEFA Galaxy Best
We have to
11.
wait a couple years for the all-time South American Galaxy. Give it a couple years.
Nah, do it now.
After we get all the RGs in.
Oh, no. History started yesterday. I'm ready to go. Just keep on digging.
There's one more thing I wanted to shout out. It's kind of on a heavy topic. There's a member of one of ours passed away recently. I don't know the circumstances or anything about it, but I know there's a lot of ACB members with heavy hearts right now, and wanted to shout out that there's one of theirs passed. I think it went by Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a GoFundMe up, and we'll retweet it. So if you want to go and look on our Twitter, we'll have it up there. But they're asking for donations to help out his parents who don't have the funds to pay for a funeral and caskets and stuff like that. So please, if you can donate, whatever you can donate, hit up, and our hearts and our thoughts go out to all the people that were close to him, his family. It's such a tragic thing to happen to such a young person. So please, if you can donate, help out, and
Yeah, just make yourself available to your fellow Galaxy fans.
Yeah.
And you don't know who knew him. You don't know his people necessarily. Some of you knew him personally. Some of you know his people personally. Andrew is 100% right. At the end of the day, just be there for people. Be there as best you can. Help as best you can. If you see a call for something you can do to help him and his people, or just the people who knew him, or even if you're just an ear for someone having a rough time dealing with it, contribute as best you can. Be there. Be human as best you can. That's at the end of the day, that's really all we can be. And anything else we do is extra on top. So be there. It could have been. He's one of us. He's no different than anybody else. I never knew him. I never got to meet him. And I won't get a chance, and it's a shame. So be there for your people. Be there for your fellow Galaxy fans. We're all in this together.
All right. On that note, we'll get out of here, and then we'll see you guys next week. Please go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Riot Squadcast, all that. But if anything, man, just go and donate to this kid's funeral and costs and help out that family, because that's what's most important right now.
There'll be a link in the show notes for this episode.
And
as well.
I just retweeted it on the Riot Squadcast Twitter page.
Yeah,
So
if you can go and retweet it yourself.
yeah, retweet it. Make sure it gets out there so we can help out this family, especially in these times where it's who knows what their situation is. So please go and help.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew, for coming in. We appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.
You're always welcome. We missed you. It's been a long time since you've been in. So
I've
Too
got
long.
Other liabilities.
Engagements.
other things going on now. So,
well, you're married now. So
When do we get
Also-
invited to this bride and
hey
ceremony?
man, I got a man cave. Legit.
Every man has a man cave until they don't,
No,
bro.
for real. Like she had a roommate. It's kind of a smaller room, but she moved out, and then she was like, "You want to put your stuff in there?" I'm like, "Sure," and it became my thing. Like
What episode is this?
179.
Can somebody bookmark this? Because we're gonna cut that audio
Oh no, you guys are all
pretty
invited.
soon.
Y'all wanna,
All right, hey, let me know. I'm down,
I'm
man.
going shopping for desks. I
Pro
got
clubs,
TV
bro.
in there already.
Pro clubs. Let's make it happen.
I got a couch for my old apartment that I'm gonna move in there.
I like it.
It's
Probably
I like
smells
you growing up,
ass.
my
man.
own thing, man.
I like you.
Excited.
You moving on up,
Yeah.
getting some responsibility and restrictions more than
And there's
anything.
locks on the door. It's great.
Whoa.
Like
Stop.
I can lock everyone else out.
Okay, that
okay,
was
yeah,
way
that's-
better.
that's-
Lock everyone else in.
All right. Thank you to all the people who joined us live on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast. Thank you all who chatted it up with us. We always appreciate it. It gives us a little extra special flavor to our show, so we appreciate that. So if you guys do see our show posted on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, please share, do all those things. We really appreciate that. On that note, we will talk to you guys next week. We love you. Stay safe. What? Socials. I already did, Dick.
No
Talking
social
the
media presence.
regular mic, Ben.
No social media presence.
Yeah.
Ed
At Samoa
the
Bob.
Zombie 13,
Don't at Samoa Bob him.
Zero Cool 138.
Yeah. Ed, you can see it on the
DT
show.
Radio, Ben.
We love you. Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch.